A new era for American cricket began in 2021.
There he goes into a dive! What again?
The rise of cricket was celebrated across the country. Now, with big wickets and even bigger hits, the stars of minor league cricket are back and better than ever.
Primus goes huge!
Don't miss the nation's largest league competing for the biggest prize in American cricket. The Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship returns June 25th.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.
Hello and welcome to the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. We're here at beautiful Morrisville, North Carolina at the site of Church Street Park where the Morrisville Raptors are set to take on the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. We're here in the middle at the side of the toss. Dane Pete has the coin in his hand, getting ready to flip. The call is heads and it is tails. So the Morrisville Raptors have won the toss. Dane Pete, what have you elected to do first?
Yeah, we're gonna bowl first. Been raining this week, so we're just gonna have a look what the pitch is gonna do. I've heard from the local boys that it plays better under lights, so yeah, taking our chance with the ball in hand first.
And didn't get off to the brace starts last week, right, with the big-time loss in terms of a heartbreaking loss. What have your boys done to really regroup and get themselves sorted out for this week?
Yeah, I think we played good cricket, to be fair. We got 130 in 14 overs, which is pretty good. Just 3 overs that swung the momentum in the opposition's favour. We sat down, we had a good talk with one another, and we're ready for a game in front of our own fans.
All right, well, good luck today, Dane.
Thank you.
And if I could get Najib Shah, the captain of the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers here. Najib, the coin didn't fall in your favor, but what would you have done had y'all won the toss?
I think I'm happy to bat first because this is a T20 cricket, and if you bat first and put a decent total on the board, then you can pressurize the other side. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Obviously didn't get off to the start you wanted to last week either, finishing 0-2 heartbreaking loss against the New Jersey Stallions. How have your boys looked to regroup themselves and find themselves this big week here at Church Street Park?
Yeah, that's correct. Our first week, is not expected results, but we have a good team and this is a long race, okay? And we need to build a unit, okay? And we are doing really good, and hopefully we will bounce back from this game very well.
All right. Well, good luck today, sir.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one. And if I could just get the mayor, Mr. TJ Cawley, is in the building. TJ, we have minor league cricket back in Morrisville. How do you feel about that?
We are so excited, and this community is going to support cricket throughout the year and all the way. So we're looking forward to another great season. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, TJ, and hope you enjoyed the cricket. That is the word from the middle. The Morrisville Raptors, they've won the toss here at their home opener, and they've elected to bowl. Hello and welcome to the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. I'm Aman Patel here alongside Nate Hayes at Church Street Park. And as you just heard in the middle, the Morrisville Raptors have won the toss and they have elected to bowl first. Nate, what do you think about that decision?
Well, I think the Raptors are discovering that they're more of a bowling team, and there are a lot of left-handed bats in this Cavaliers lineup. Morrisville has some spinners, has some off-break spinners. I think they're going to try to get them out for an early low total and then try to take advantage of it in the chase.
Not to mention this is a day-night game, so lights come on, some dew on the pitch, and This is a pitch that the Raptors haven't played a lot on, as well as the Cavaliers, so they're just both trying to figure things out. And as we talk about spin for the Morrisville Raptors, Dane Pete, the captain, he's being brought on straight away.
Yeah, we saw the strategy for winning the toss last season, all season long, was bat second. When the dew comes on, the ball comes onto the bat a little bit better for scoring runs.
So as we await the first ball here from Dane for the Morrisville Raptors, opening up their home account. And it was a full toss, and it was nicely put away. Again, a little bit stunned silence here in the comm box, just not knowing what really happened there. The wind is blowing in that direction, and it was easy pickings for the Cavaliers. That's a great way they want to start out here at Church Street Park.
That's the way you want to start. That ball hasn't stopped echoing yet, so what a shot there. That's not how Dane would have wanted to start, but we got to think he can recover from that.
And he does nicely on that second delivery. Hits the length a little bit better with his field. His two fielders out. He has a long on and a cow corner. So he's not going to want to loop it up too far up to these two bats. Two big-time bats that come and strike the ball quite nicely. And that's the line, and that's the length you're looking for. Again, Salik Iqbal is the man in the middle. And you have the big-hitting Hemraj Chandrapal at the other end, ready to streak some carnage as well. And that one just evades the man at first slip. It might run away to the boundary. Fielder giving chase, and he's done just enough there to save a couple of runs. He's done really well there to save a couple of runs. And it was a thick outside edge. It just flew by the man at first slip.
Looks like they saved just one run there. They got 3, but I think they'll be happy now, maybe happy to get Hemraj on strike while Dane Pete still has some balls in the over.
And the one thing going for Chandrapal Hemraj is the fact that the wind is blowing in the face of Dane Pete. So this means that if he is able to get the ball straight back down the ground, he's going to have the wind aiding him to go over the boundary.
Well, just as you say that, we get a gust right in our faces on the batting end.
And you can see Dane trying to cramp him up for room. Just able to work it to square leg. A little bit of confusion in the middle between the two runners. And you can see the ploy here from Dane. He's going to keep it on stumps and dare you to do something different. He's invoked one edge. He gave one loosener, but he's come back well. That time it was flighted up, and he was just able to stroke it straight back. Did hit the stumps, no deflection on it, so just able to sneak away for a quick run.
What's this over? Okay, gotcha.
Welcome back to Church Street Park here, and Colin Archibald, the left arm seamer, is going to come into the attack for the Morrisville Raptors. Opened the bowling last week down in Florida against the Fort Lauderdale Lions, and is going to continue this time bowling to the left-handed Chandrapal Hemraj.
Yeah, and we've seen recently Colin was selected for Leeward Islands in the 4-day West Indies tournament that takes place, I believe, in September. So he's a high-quality player. Really settled down a little bit last week. Had a couple loose deliveries early on, but he really settled down. You can really see his class.
Well, as he charges in for the first delivery here at Church Street Park. And that one's just worked through mid-wicket. Just going to get a quick single off of it. But again, you can see the Morrisville Raptors here. Feels like they're a little bit new to the wicket, right? And obviously they are. But you can see them just kind of being a little bit more conservative, not really trying to do anything fancy. Just trying to hit the deck and see what the ball is doing off of it.
Right, unfortunately, they didn't get many chances to practice out here before the season started. We had a lot of weather issues, things like that. COVID has kind of hit the team a little bit too lately. So we'll see. This is a new wicket for just about everybody here. You got to think also that with the fielding last over is not going to be up to Dane Pete's snuff. It's not going to be up to snuff for him. The not chasing with the fielder on that ball where they scored 3. That was something that I wouldn't be happy to see if I was the captain.
Well, you can see Colin Archibald. He's watched a little bit of Salik Iqbal. What we've seen him do time and time again is try to take deliveries well outside the off stump and lash him over the leg side. He's left it open, daring him to go just the deep backward square leg in for him. So he's just daring him to try to do that once again. He's keeping it well outside of his arc. Again, this is someone, very smart cricketer, and he understands what Iqbal wants to do. That time just goes back of a length, right outside the off stump, not giving Salik much to do with it. And keeps that slip in place, just hesitant, Salik Iqbal, to run it down, just in case you're able to get it to the man at first slip.
we were really spared some weather today. There was some threatening forecasts earlier in this afternoon, which would have been just terrible luck for Morrisville, having that rain out last week and then having the rain-shortened game. And as you know, in a rain-shortened game, it's anybody's game. It just takes one guy to click, and that guy last week was Roy Silva. Ooh.
Solid kickball, trying to make himself the one who clicks today, trying to go straight back over the top. But again, you see Colin Archibald keeping it well outside the off stump, daring him to go over the offside. You can see him practice it over the off stump, but 2 times the ball's been well out there and he hasn't gone to that area. But as you mentioned, Nate, rain was in the forecast for a bit. It disappeared just maybe 10 minutes before the toss, but you could still feel the wind. The clouds are about, so definitely feel stormy conditions. Hopefully the rain will stay away for the Raptors' sake and for our sake. That time it was short, it was wide, and it's going to be too easy. Dane Pease giving chase, and he's going to save him to be 4. And that time just got a little bit too short, a little bit too wide. Allowed solid kickball to free his hands for 2 runs.
Excellent slide there by Dane. He carried a good 8 feet after hitting the ground on that one. That was a baseball slide. He might have overslid third base on that one in a baseball game.
Well, he's someone who's accustomed to playing on these types of grounds, these types of wickets. Played a lot of cricket in South Africa. Played test matches overseas for South African international player. Capped for the South African side, so he's a very great fielder, very experienced fielder, and I think he's going to find a liking to these types of grounds.
Oh, no doubt.
The grass.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody couldn't.
Again short, this time closer to the body, went to pull the kickball, just flies over the top of the bat, and that's going to be the end of the over. And after 2 overs, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 11 without loss. And welcome back here to Church Street Park, the site of the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. When you have our first change of bowling, just 1 over Dane Pete. Saving himself is going to be Kiran Savarnakumar, who is new to the side. Did not play last week, was the 12th man in the match against the Fort Lauderdale Lions. He's going to be burning in the right arm pacer. And that was short, it was outside the off stump. Width was offered, and Hemraj is not going to miss out, and it's going to run away to the boundary for 4. Again, not a lot of pace on that one either. Just felt like it's set up for Hemraj. He's not going to miss out. Cranks it away for another boundary.
No, this is not what you want to see if you're the Morrisville Raptors. You do not want to see Hemraj looking that easy.
Yeah, again, Hemraj, once he gets in, he's hard to get out. We saw it last week in New Jersey when he played a beautiful innings for 62, scored a half century. And again, you can see the wind playing a factor with the cameras as well. But again, if you're Kiran, you just want to pitch it up. You don't want to keep it there. Don't let him have that kind of room outside the off stump, especially if you're going to create this angle. Maybe let the ball do something in the air. And that's a little bit better. It was a little bit closer to the stumps.
Well bowled there.
Didn't give him the room. Van Kiran is a big, tall man. Runs in with a full head of steam, gets some good over bounce. I think he was expecting this first delivery to bounce a little bit more, but maybe the pitch just a little bit softer than what he was expecting it to be. Just kind of set up for Hemraj.
Yeah, Kiran paid a lot of attention this year to his fitness. I've noticed looks pretty fit. I mean, he always has been pretty slim and tall.
Again, he's on the bun with that one. Just not allowing him any room, and you can see the intensity from the Raptors in the field. That's young Rohan Fadke, the under-19 player, who's going to open the batting for the Raptors, presumably. And Again, this is a side that's going to value the field. Dane Pete, you know he's a big advocate of it. Obis Pinar, you have all these young guns about to back the youth. They're going to expect the youth to be great in the field.
Yes, and by my count, I see that Dane has about 8 bowling options in this team, too, in the field. Ooh, nice one there. Beautiful.
Yeah, just kept it out of the arc. Again, we've seen it time and time again. Hemorrhage trying to just do that. Iqbal trying to do it. And you can see Kieran just send a signal over to his long on saying, just be ready for it. If he gets anything to it, it's coming to you. That would hit the toe end of the bat. But you can see the plan. There's a definite plan here for Morrisville. They feel very prepared coming into the day.
Yeah, you mentioned Rohan Faki a minute ago, fielding the ball. USA U19 player, one of the best fielders in the country, certainly in his age group.
That time closer, it's up in the air, but it's going to beat the man at third man. It's going to go couple bounces over the rope. Unlucky boundary for Kieran. The Morrisville Raptors won't mind it. But then you can see Hemorrhage trying to work it over the leg side. Top edge just clears the man inside the circle.
If you're going to have bad luck like that, you don't want it first ball of the over. You'd rather take the fourth ball of the over. So not too bad. Clearly he troubled the batter there. But yeah, as I said earlier with Rohan Faki, I wonder if we're going to see his bowling today. We didn't see him last week. This wicket looks a little bit more suited to him.
And that one's hit up in the air. Fielder circling underneath it. He should take it. There's confusion. And is that man, Rohan Fadke, with the catch. Just talked about him in the field. And Kiran Savarnakumar doing it with the ball, being brought on for his first over of the 2022 Minor League Cricket Championship. And Rohan Fadke takes the catch, and there goes Chandrapal Hemraj for just 10 here in the third over.
Excellent stuff. Kieran's going to be very happy about that. Rohan, too, that is not an easy catch. He had the time to look around and make sure that nobody else was going to call him off on that before it came down. Those are much harder to catch than you think they would be.
And at the end of 3 overs, 19 for 1 are the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
Don't catch it down. Follow the batsman. Thank you. मैंने लिया तो था Come back. Please arrest me, man.
Welcome back here to Church Street Park, and after a break for Dane Pete, he's back on. As you see the new batsman, Richard Allen, come into the middle. He had a big innings last week, and I think Dane Pete's going to want to strike early.
Absolutely. I think it's a good move for him to put himself back in here.
A little bit of confusion between the running. They are able to get it in the end. But again, you have 2 left armers, and I think that's why Dane Pete is elected to bring himself back on. The spin away and say, if you're going to slog sweep me, you're going to sweep against the spin. Excuse me, they have Salik Iqbal, the right-hander. The other left-hander was Chandrapal Hemraj, who was just dismissed by Kiran Savarnakumar. And again, we'll see if they continue to keep it well outside the off stump. The field set, you have a cow corner, and you have a long on for Dane Pete. And there's no protection on the offside, so if Salik Iqbal wants to go over the offside, he's more than free to do so. That was an edgy start there. It was outside the off stump. He found a thick outside edge, and they're able to save a boundary there. Save 2 runs. Again, the fielding has been precise here from the Raptors, and a plan keeping it away from the arc of Salik Iqbal. He elected to go over the offside, landed safely, but not the shot that he quite was looking for.
Right. I think once again, I think the Raptors will take that right now.
And this time you can see Iqbal just defending it, not wanting to get another outside edge. Again, the Raptors, it feels like they've had that week to really regroup, reassess their plans. They've looked very, very good to start off, and it's been Dane Pete leading from the front. That time it was set up for him, and Salih Iqbal doesn't miss out, takes it over, covers, and is going to run away for 4. Not much anyone could do about it. There's no fielders in the deep on the offside. Salih Iqbal saw that it was short, able to get onto the back foot, and just lifts it over the top. 4 runs.
And Salih is going to have to do that against Dane. He's going to have to be the one to score runs here against this bowler. Try to chase him out of the power play if you can. Get him away from get him away from Richard Allen.
Now I'll be interested to see if Dane Pete comes with a quicker one here and tries to take him out through the air. Just pitched the length up that time. There was some drift that you could see. It's resulting in a dot ball, but again, Salih Iqbal knows he's got the runs for the over. 7 runs coming from the over with the single on the first ball. Final delivery. Comes down the track, tried to use his feet, just an inside edge. It's going to end up in a dot ball to finish out the over. So after 4 overs, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, they're 26 for the loss of 1.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom.
Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
With on offer that time. Well done by Colin Archibald to save that one from a boundary. You could see Richard Allen was thinking about leaving it, but a late swing away, he said, maybe I just throw my hands at it. Archibald does a really good job here in the field. The Raptors, Nate, they've done really well to start off in the field. They've saved a couple of boundaries, and it's putting some pressure back on the Cavaliers.
Yeah, that was a good stop, but Colin had faith in himself the whole way. He knew exactly how he was going to take that ball.
Another man who's played a lot of cricket. Not afraid. Back of a length again for Kieran. They go for a quick single. Again, Rohan Phadke charging in. Not going to be able to stop it. And you're going to see more Salih Iqbal on strike. We didn't see Kieran bowl to Salih in the previous over. And again, what we've seen from the Pacers is they want to keep it on the offside. We've seen Salih time and time again try to take the bowlers from the offside to the leg side. So I think you're going to expect more of these deliveries if they're fuller towards the wide line. If he goes back of a length, it will be around off stump and just jam him up for room. And no fielders out on the deep on the offside, just the long off and a long on for Kieran, as we're still in the power play here in the 5th over. Salih stepped over the off stump. Kieran nicely followed him, cramped him up for room, tried to run it down to third man just to find the man at short third.
Very windy here. We're getting a lot of wind in our face. We had the Daphne sign blowing away. Justin, the official sign cleaner-upper, had to go pick it up.
Well, they're blowing everywhere, the Daphne signs, and as he looks to come across the stumps again, Kieran has just been very smart. He's following him. You can see the intent from Salih Iqbal. He wants to heave it over the leg side, but Kieran, he's not budging. This is someone who feels very high on confidence, and he's showing it right now.
Oh, absolutely. I batted against Kieran one time, and his captain did not put a slip in. I don't know what he was thinking.
Well, no slip in play for him today. This time Iqbal makes a little bit more room for himself, and again Kieran follows him, and again no run to be had. A beautiful display. Remember, Kieran was the 12th man down in Fort Lauderdale, and today he's showing why he should be a part of the permanent 11.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd say, keep it up. Keep going. Keep giving him the ball if he's performing like this. This has been a very good power play so far for the Morrisville Raptors. They're going to need it.
And the wind is blowing out, and you can see the camera shaking a little bit. We got a big gust of wind moving from the right to the left of your screen. You can see the leaves fluttering across your camera. Again, makes room. This is up in the air. Not going to clear the 30-yard circle. Should be taken, and it is. And Kieran Kumar gets wicket number 2 again on the final delivery of the over. And this time it's solid kick ball that has to go.
Excellent stuff, Chinmay with the catch there. We've been talking him up. You know, we've kind of had the reverse commentator's curse today. We talked up Faki. He caught a ball. We talked up Kieran. He's taken 2 wickets. You know, we got to keep this going.
Well, the Raptors are going to hope we keep this going. The Somerset Cavaliers are going to hope the tides change as we end the 5th over. 27 for the loss of 2 are the Somerset Cavaliers.
Let's go, baby!
And welcome back to the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco, as we have a wide called and the first extras of the match, this time from Colin Archibald, who's back after a break from a 1-over stint. Again, the Morrisville Raptors on top of the game at the moment. The Somerset Cavaliers are 28 for the loss of 2 after 5 overs, and the new man in the middle is Xavier Marshall. Nate, I know you've seen a lot of Xavier Marshall. What can you tell me about him?
Well, I mean, he's just nasty. He's really good. He's capable of 200 scores. You know, he's put up a bunch of. He scored a ton of runs last year. He was in top 10, top 5, I think, even in the minor league last year. Trying to prove himself, no doubt, since he's been dropped from the U.S. team. Certainly has the class to keep his spot. But there's a high competition. There's a lot of competition right now in that opening role, or in that top order role in USA Cricket.
Yeah, an abundance of top-order batsmen for the USA Cricket team. Xavier Marshall, he's a wonderful driver of the ball. Once he gets in, I read this tweet somewhere, he drives the ball like a BMW, and I thought that was the greatest description of a drive ever. And again, once you see a couple of them, you'll get to know why someone has tweeted that kind of.
You'll want to get him out early, that's for sure. Every once in a while, he can dig himself into a rut where, you know, he's scoring less than a run a ball. And that's about when you want to strike. You want to get him out then.
And an extra slip being brought in. You have 2 slips now. Again, I think they're trying to invoke that drive. And a third leave here from Xavier Marshall. And you can see some away movement. Haven't seen a lot of swing from Kieran, but from Colin, you've seen that away swing pretty consistently throughout the day as the sun is starting to peek through these cloudy skies here at Church Street Park.
It's tough to tell which way the wind's blowing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a great mystery, isn't it?
It's kind of just whipping around all around us. So maybe every once in a while when you see the ball move like that, you know, it could be the wind just changing direction all of a sudden.
Somerset Cavaliers are going to want to change their direction. And another leave here from Xavier Marshall. He does start his innings off quite slow, but he is someone who can pick it up quite quickly once he gets his eye in. Again, in T20 cricket, dot balls are huge for the bowling side. Every dot ball is what they're looking for, as you see Xavier stretching it out. But we know if Xavier Marshall can stay in for 10 to 15 deliveries, he's really going to get things going.
Yeah, I think you want to get him out soon. Building up the pressure like this is a very good thing.
Again, 2 slips in play. Archibald running in. Brings out the drive. It's just hit the short cover. They're able to sneak off a quick single. That one hit to Sanjay Stanley. at cover, and Xavier Marshall picks up his first runs of the innings.
X happy to get off strike there.
And at the end of the power play, excuse me, that is not the end of the power play. The batsman kind of confused me for a minute. You still have a couple of deliveries here. 2 deliveries left to bowl for Colin Archibald. And he's going to be bowling to the left-handed Richard Allen again. Richard Allen had a good innings for them last week. Xavier Marshall, we know, can be a big player for them. So this partnership could be crucial if the Cavaliers are going to want to rebuild and get back into this match.
Yeah. They messed you up a little bit there. I think after three dot balls, they want to congratulate each other for the single. So that's what threw you off there. One of the great things about doing games here at Church Street Park is how many of our friends we get to see.
That one is short ball, maybe deemed a wide. No, the umpires say no. I think that's a questionable call. I think leg side wide, definitely. But as you mentioned, fans are pouring in here at Church Street Park as we get closer to the nighttime. As we see the lights come out, you're going to see more and more of them pull out. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal to see. And 1 ball left here in the power play. Just a 29 run, or excuse me, a 30 run, excuse me, a 2-run power play.
No, seriously, stop. Wait.
This one is full, it's straight, it's swinging away, just going to be 1. And again, 1 delivery left here in this power play. Excuse me, that was not a wide, so that was the end of the power play. And at the end of the power play, the Somerset Cavaliers, they are 29 for the loss of 2.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Welcome back here to Church Street Park, site of the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco, the official tournament sponsor, DAFA News. The signs have been blowing around as the wind is picking up, and Dane Pete picking himself to come back on and bowl the first over after the power play.
So I just talked to a couple of fans who are here for the first time, watching cricket live for the first time. One fella just told me that he saw the game, that the game was going to be on Willow, and he decided he was going to come over and watch it. He didn't know that this was here.
And that is a Jaffer, and that is the beauty of Church Street Park and the beauty of minor league cricket, bringing all these new faces into the game, bringing all these new fans, and really growing the sport here in the United States. We know how phenomenal of a game this is. That's why we're all watching, and get these new eyes involved is always beautiful to see. And Dane Petey's bowling beautifully. They're going to take a quick single there. Just run down a third man, something we see Richard Allen do quite early in his innings.
And we're seeing cricket talked about more and more around the country, thanks to people like John Boy from John Boy Media. In fact, I talked to a couple before the game who said that they have been catching up on how to play cricket, or how...
That one looks close there, and we'll get back to John Boy, but I think it might have been outside the line of off stump. I think that's what Dane's going to ask him. He was looking to work it through the leg side.
Ooh, what a close call there.
Fires in quick, though, and he's been keeping it on stumps. I think he just might have gone outside the line, but Xavier Marshall survives. That time, though, he's thriving. That's an extra cover shot, and it's all the way. What is the boundary? Is 4 runs. 1 bounce over the boundary for 4 runs. Just a touch over pitched. Allowed Xavier Marshall to free his arms. We talk about how sweetly of a driver he is of the cricket ball, and he sent that one over the rope for 4. That time straighter, worked through the leg side, and again a quick single taken. by the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, and that is going to do it. 7 overs gone, 36 for the loss of 2. And look at the crowd at Church Street Park. Nate, you just had a word with them, so I'm going to let you go, but look at all the people flooding in here to see the match between the Raptors and the Cavaliers.
Yeah, we've got people of all ages here. I just talked to some folks who it was their first time at a game, first time ever at a cricket game. Talked to another couple. The husband is taking photographs. He takes a lot of sports photography. This is the only sport he hasn't shot that he knows about. And he said he learned about cricket by watching a John Boy video explaining cricket for baseball fans, which we love to see that. John Boy's excellent. We love his content. We love how he's gotten into cricket. It only spells good news for us.
I love that. I love the John Boy video. I also loved what Xavier Marshall just did. I'm not sure if you caught it, but he used the zing veil to mark his spot.
Yep.
Something they do out there in the West Indies. I love seeing that. I think it's so cool when he's hitting it and sliding up. Most of us just use our feet. But when you have the opportunity to do it, why not just slam it in to the turf wicket?
I want to pull the stump out and draw the line with the little spike on the end. Can you do that?
Maybe might be pushing it there, but it's Aditya Padala, the left arm seamer, being introduced for the Raptors. Bowls the cutter straight away, the patented Aditya Padala cutter. We got to see a lot of it last year at Church Street Park. Bowls the off and leg cutters quite well, keeps it at about a length. And it's really someone who's hard to get away just because of how many variations he has.
Fantastic fielder, too. Does enough of everything to always be in the team. Also, he's young. That helps a lot.
Definitely helps a lot. Again, another off cutter there. It's worked through the leg side. There is a deep mid-wicket in place. They're going to try to push for 2. The throw comes in, but they only decide on 1. Again, intent fielding here from the Raptors.
Looked like X slipped a little bit at the non-striker's end, or else they may have looked a little harder at getting 2 runs there, but...
Well, now we get to see the left arm of Padala to the left-hander, Richard Allen, who, again, if he gets going, gets in the groove, he's going to be hard to get out. He was a big player for them last week, really one of the bright spots of a really dull weekend. Of course, losing that thriller to the New Jersey Stallions, where Saiteja Mukamalami, and you talked about it on the DAFA News Emerging Player of the Week show that we had, that we talked about how Saiteja Mukamalami made a brilliant shot there to end that match and win it and beat the Somerset Cavaliers, and then again to lose in kind of a wholehearted manner in the second match. He was one of the bright spots from a dull weekend.
Yeah, it's I believe the game he won. I believe he batted 16 overs that innings. He understood that everything was crumbling all around him. Knew he had to stay there. Knew they had a chance, and he finished it off against Najaf on the last ball of the innings. Najaf probably one of the 3 or 4 most experienced bowlers in the whole country.
Well, another off cutter here. Again, Najaf, a left armer that we'll get to see. That is the Somerset captain, who made me look like maybe a 2-foot person, though how tall he was. I'll stay next to him, and it's been quite a while since I had to look up at a face, and I had to look straight up, maybe into the sky, to see him and talk to him. So we'll get to see the big, tall left armer there once he comes into bowl, but he's going to want something to bowl at. The Somerset Cavaliers trying to rebuild their innings. 37 runs on the board so far here in 7.3 overs. The projected score right now just 98, going at a run rate of 4.9. But as we saw last week, just takes a couple of overs to change the match. That one, it was wide. Does well to get a hand on a backward point. Is going to slow it down enough for Rohan Phadke at sweeper cover to save it for being 1. Had that hand not gone to it, I think that's gone away to the boundary for 4 runs there. So great effort again from the Raptors in the field.
Yep, and you probably are hearing an airplane flying overhead. That's going to be a common sound and sight if you're at the ground. But we are right under the flight path. 9 minutes, I think, from the airport. We had a big debate about how long that was going to take last year.
This time, Badala bowling to Marshall, fields it off his own bowling, and I've got the old trusty Google Maps here. You're just a minute off, 8 minutes from Church Street Park officially. So that is the official timing, guys. We're not going to have that big debate brawl every single week. 8 minutes is what we've got to the airport. But it's been a brilliant over from Badala. Just not even 8 runs coming from it.
I got a lot of people to call now and tell that I was wrong. I tell everybody we're 9 minutes from the airport here.
This one slashed away through the offside, just to the man at short cover. Another run there, but it's not many. 40 for 2 are the Somerset Cavaliers at the end of 8.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Welcome back to Church Street Park. As we're going to see another over of Dane Pete. He's going to come in for the third over here in the 9th. Going to be bowling to Xavier Marshall. Again, Xavier Marshall hit that beautiful extra cover drive. This time much straighter. Again, work through the leg side, and they're going to push for 2. I think maybe a half-hearted effort from the man inside, and Sanjay Stanley. I think it was 2 all the way there, but Aditya Padala, good fielder that he is, storming in from deep mid-wicket to keep that to just 2.
Yep, we have more and more people piling in as the evening gets later. It tends to be the case here. We usually get more people when the lights come on.
That one down the leg side. Oh, chance of a run out. Oh, wasn't able to pick it up cleanly, Sanjay Stanley, and wasn't able to clip it. I think it would have been signaled leg by. He's definitely hitting outside the line. No chance there. But Sanjay Stanley, had he been able to pick it up clean, maybe would have been able to get that run out because Richard Allen was a long ways gone. Was ready to go.
Would have needed to be a 40-yard frozen rope to get it. But
well, that one straight up in the air. Sanjay Stanley has a chance of redemption. Was stumbling and he's put it down. Never really seemed to get underneath it. When it's not your day, it's not your day. Sanjay Stanley puts down maybe one of the easier catches of the day. Again, it was swirling. The wind is moving it all around. You could see him stumbling. Never looked comfortable underneath it there at fine leg. They invoked the slog sweep. It's top-edged and unable to find the hands of Sanjay Stanley.
Once you leave that inner circle, you're kind of running down a hill like that. You know, he drop-stepped and then drop-stepped the other way, and then his feet got a little bit tied up, and his arms hit the ground when he did, and that ball sprung free. He had it in his hands, though.
Yeah, not the greatest of techniques, and he's not going to be something he wants to look at. But again, you got to have a short memory here as Dane Pete comes back. Richard Allen finds a top edge. Is it going to carry to the fielder? He's settling. This time it's taken. Didn't get it for this first time, and this time Kiran Savarnakumar makes no mistake at deep backward square leg, and Richard Allen, he's got to go. The 3rd wicket falls for the Somerset Cavaliers. Dane Pete saying, I know what to do. That's why I brought myself back on, and he gets his 1st wicket and wicket number 3 for the Raptors.
Excellent inning so far from Dane. Way to lead from the front for him as the captain. They really needed this. This is a potent batting team. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They haven't played on turf yet.
Yeah, and you can see just that sweep again. Just the ball before we got in trouble sweeping. And you can see Richard Allen disappointed. But something that I really like to see from Dane Pete, when he was walking over in celebration to the huddle, Sanjay Stanley's behind him. And you can see Dane saying, it's okay. Claps him, says, the next one is yours. And that's very, very important. Sanjay's still a young man. Dane, of course, played a lot of cricket everywhere. Someone that the team is looking up to have that kind of talk and that kind of say, look, it's okay. That calmness from the skipper, I think, is very good for the growth of all the youngsters in the side.
Well, that's one of the reasons Thane's here, to be honest. He's very good with the youth. He errs on the side of playing too many youth, putting too much confidence in his youth. Some of his critics will say, but that's what we need in this community, where we really value the youth here in Morrisville, the local community does. And he's he fits the role for sure. But I'm also going to disagree with you a little bit. I don't think that catch that Sanjay dropped was all that easy. It was definitely one of those that's kind of right over your head. You drop step one way, then you drop step the other because it swirls, and it's just anything that's right over your head is a little bit harder than something that's to your right or your left.
Yeah, and to that point, it was swirling. And I think that's where you give Sanjay that benefit of the doubt. Was he was settled, and then it looked like it kind of moved one way or another. And it's always difficult once you're moving backwards to take that catch and cross-footed.
But also illustrates the importance of getting to the ball quickly so that you can get settled, so that you're not moving all those moving parts when the ball hits your hands.
Absolutely there, but no harm, no foul. Xavier Marshall survives, but Richard Allen goes. And after 9 overs, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, they're 43 for the loss of 3. Aditya Padala coming in to Xavier Marshall. And the new man to come in is Meet Shah. Meet Shah, he is a right-handed top-order bat, middle-order bat. He's a wicket-keeper as well. Not sure if he'll keep wicket, but this is his first match in minor league cricket. Haven't seen him so far in the season. Didn't play last week, so he's making his debut in 2022 here at Church Street Park. But he's at the non-striker's end. Right now the focus on Xavier Marshall. And that's a shot. It's up in the air. Colin Archibald there, straight to him, and no mistake. Tried another one of those brilliant extra cover drives, but the off cutter of Aditya Padala, and it just found the meat of Colin Archibald's hands. Was never going to make that mistake. It was straight to him. Made it look rather easy, if I do have to say so.
Pretty easy, kind of like how Obus made that ball look last week, where he just swallowed it. The comms, man, they were excited. It was hit very hard, and he just swallowed it. Same thing here with Colin Archibald. He had that track the entire way. Can of corn for him. That's what you say in baseball. Easy catch, can of corn.
Well, a can of corn indeed, and right now they have corn on the cob because wickets are falling in bunches. The 4th wicket to fall for the Somerset Cavaliers, and you're going to have 2 batsmen now in the middle who have not seen a ball. Meet Shah, who I presume will be at the striker's end. We'll wait to see if they did rotate, but we'll also have a new man in the middle as well. So things not going the way of the Somerset Cavaliers. The new man to come in is going to be Pranav Rao, the under-19. Very young man. He's very good with the bat as well. Someone that they've put a lot of trust in, played last week. But now it's going to be him and Meet Shah having to rebuild this innings.
This is where one of the big benefits of minor league cricket comes in. Younger players coming in there, as you can have a good look at the crowd there. Part of the crowd anyways. We have a nice big ground here. Lots of people sitting in various seats, and there's a lot of really fun places to sit here, real comfortable places to get comfortable. There's a good cloud cover right now, not a lot of sun. So it's a great day to come to the game. If you're watching at home, come out. Look at all these people having a great time.
Great time indeed, and the Raptors are having a great time, and that's why the fans right now are as well. Again, 4 wickets down. Looks like it's going to be Pranav Rao on strike. Xavier Marshall never left his crease. So the youngster Pranav Rao, who's known for knocking it around, he's in the middle. And just flirts with one. We see Lahiru Milanta up at the stumps. Again, if Padala's going to continue with slowers and cutters, just like he did, Milanta very good with his gloves with the gloves. He's going to make no mistakes there. Again, pressure on the youngster here at the striker's end. And they're looking for the single there, and they're going to get it. But again, another pressure single, a little bit of confusion. Pranav thought there was one all the way. Meat wasn't so sure, but you can see Meat with the thumbs up saying, okay, that's good.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that as much as they can with the score as it is right now, the situation they find themselves in, only 43 runs for 4 wickets. Now, I'd like to remind people that the beginning of the season last year here at Church Street Park, probably the first, 4 weekends of games here, we had an average first inning score of about 110, I believe, between 105 and 110. So, and then as the season went on, the runs climbed up.
Yep.
So that'll probably happen again this year. Again, we're hosting the minor league cricket final. By then, the runs were flowing.
That one straying down the leg side, and Mithya gets off the mark right away, looking for 2. They're going to go for 2. Throw comes in, and they're going to get it. Again, Pranav Rao very quick between the wickets, and this is something we know Pranav Rao can do. We saw it last weekend when they were kind of in a bind. He would just sit in and just kind of push it around, ones and twos, not trying to overdo it. Would occasionally throw it a slog sweep if there were a couple of dots to come through. And Mithya, it looks like he's not going to try to do anything fancy, as we see the former mayor of Morrisville, Mr. Mark Stallman, over there talking to some fans, and the fans, members of TCL Youth, TCL as well, out here.
Biggest celebrity right there at the ground. Even tomorrow when Liam Plunkett's here, it's going to still be Mark.
Well, Liam's going to have to definitely compete, as you're going to see a dot ball there to end the over. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, they have 46 for the loss of 4 after 10.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Church Street Park here in the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. Dafa news signs swirling around, the wind swirling around, and the bowling changes are happening quite constantly, as well as we see a new bowler being introduced, another new man to Morrisville. It's going to be Obis Pinar coming in, the left arm orthodox bowler coming in to bowl here. Nate, what can you tell me about Obis?
Well, he's very tall. He hides the ball when he runs up. Watch, you'll see this here.
My favorite part about his action.
Yeah, Dane's doing that too, but
see just a dot ball there. Again, pressure in the field. Oh, it's hit the stumps, and they do not go. Again, heads up fielding, heads up play for the Morrisville Raptors.
And for those watching maybe for the first time, and when you throw it in and the runner has got his ground, when he's safe basically, and the ball hits the stumps, the runner can keep running. The stumps are shattered. So what has to happen next? How do you get the runner out at that end if the stumps are already down?
Well, the reason I know this, I had to learn the hard way in a game of my own, okay? I had to learn the hard way. You have to have the ball in one hand and the stumps in the other, and you have to lift the stumps out of the ground.
Yeah, so you have to get them out by a mile, basically.
This time it's pulled. It was a little bit shorter. Just worked through mid-wicket. Fielder there, so just going to keep it to 1. Not going to take 2 on Padala's arm.
Padala with a good arm gets rid of it pretty quick too. That's half the battle really. You want to throw it in quickly, you know, unless you have an absolute cannon. You don't want to take all this time to throw the ball in nice and slow. You want to get rid of it. Make them know that the ball's coming. You know.
So what you're telling me, if you're not Patrick Mahomes, throw it in quick. Basically,
get it in.
It's what's being said here for all my NFL folks watching.
If you're not Abdullah Shah.
This one is flighted up. It's hit straight back. Could be 4. Oh, it's well done out there. The captain makes no mistake. All hands, all sliding. And look, he's leading from the front. Dane Pete, he's spicing up the crowd now.
We knew he was going to have a big game today with this team coming in here. All these left-handed batters coming into this game. We knew that Dane was going to have to shine.
Well, 2 lefties. Oh, and that's missed everything. It was short and it's going to run away for 4. It will. Let's see if the umpire gives it anything. No, it is buys. I thought it missed everything. It looked like the batsman had just moved away from it. Lahiru was expecting it to move, and it just did a little bit more. This was an unbelievable series of events that took place. The Somerset Cavaliers will take it. The Raptors won't be too mad about it. but still 4 nonetheless for the Cavaliers.
Just bad luck there, and that's the kind of luck that the Cavaliers really need right now. But rough luck. We praised Lahiru's hands. He's a good keeper.
That time it's short. It's in the air. Just evades the man at point. Works it through covers, and it's over there, a sweeper. As Jinmei rifles it back in. But Oba's still keeping that pressure on. But again, I think these two in the middle know they don't have to do anything fancy. Just stroke it around for 1s and 2s. I don't think you should see a real big shot anywhere. And
Definitely right now the goal is to stick around.
Yeah, Brunov was interested in a single, but he's turned down to end the 11th over. So at the end of 11, the Cavaliers, they're 54 for the loss of 4. Airplane's not uncommon, and Aditya Padala bowling at Church Street, not uncommon. He's back for another over. Coming in to meet Shah. This one, it's flashed through the offside. Colin Archibald is there to keep it just to 1. Again, quick through everything. Colin Archibald, not going to take him on for 2.
No, not at all. That was a great throw. Nice, got it out of his hands quick. That's what you want to do around the boundary.
And again, Lahiru is keeping the pressure on these two batsmen by stepping up. Because now, if you're the batsman, you can't use your feet, especially to a guy like Padala who gets it to dip, gets it to cut, gets it to drift a little bit. Something to look for. Look for the expansive drive. Was early on it on all accounts. Just hit through mid-wicket off an inside edge. Just going to be 1. But again, runs for the Somerset Cavaliers. And just a reminder for all our folks watching, you can follow all the matches live across the 2022 minor league cricket season. You can follow minor league cricket social media or visit www.minorleaguecricket.com for more info.
You love it as a commentator when the bowler gives you a few more seconds to get the words out, don't you? And the dot ball there, nothing happened. You can just keep talking.
Well, when you are the Morrisville Raptors and you're ahead of the game, you want to get 3 overs quickly, and that's what you're trying to do, not allow momentum to slip back in any facet and keep the batsmen on their toes. Don't let them settle in, and that's what Padala's been doing. Look for a big heave back down the ground. Just going to be 1 out to Colin Archibald. Oh, no, he's fumbled it. A little bit of a slip there. Again, normally a sure-handed fielder. I think he's just slipped. Looked like he went for a slide. He slid too far. Hopefully he's okay, he can get up, but again, you can see him looking at the ground. Something didn't go right there. It's going to be 4, not the most conventional of them, but 4 nonetheless.
Not fun, a little bit embarrassing when you're a fielder, and that happens especially when you're a fielder as good as Colin Archibald is. But man, how about these uniforms? How about these Raptors uniforms? Don't they look great?
They look great with the field. The blue-green combination looks spectacular. Again, I like the waves of the green throughout the jersey.
Love the stripe. It's 2 down the leg. I love that classic look. But you know what my favorite part is?
What is your favorite part, Nate? I have a suspicion, but I'm not sure quite what it might be.
I love the logo on the left part of the chest. Gorgeous.
I wonder why, and for those who don't know why, our very own Nate Hayes did design the Morrisville Raptors logo, so hats off to Nate. It is a great logo that he has designed and put for the team. That's an outside edge. That's down the hands. Brilliant catch there. Kiran Savarnakumar, he's been all over it. He shrugged his shoulders. I think he's taken it on the full. It didn't look like there was a bump to me. The umpires are going to have a word.
Looked like a good catch to me from here, from where we're sitting.
Pranav Rao is saying there is a bump. Again, we're waiting the umpire's decision. It looks like they're going to be content with saying not out. There is no third umpire, so whatever the umpire on the field goes with, They're going to say no. And that is the final ball of the over after 12, 60 for the loss of 4.
He's so soft-spoken. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back here as Obis Pinar comes through. This one hit straight back down the ground. Should just be kept to 1. Looks like it is just kept to 1. And again, just a little bit of question of whether that was a catch or not. Let's take a look, right? I'm just taking a look at this. Again, you saw the look on your live screen as you see this one pummeled through the offside. It is tight, but to me it looked like he got it cleanly.
It looked like I saw skin underneath the ball. I saw his hand under the ball, I believe. Tough to tell. We have a great vantage point. Looked good to me from here. We're sitting on top of the hill this year. Last year we were on the square side.
This one worked again through the offside for another single. Again, these two doing well, not trying to do anything too fancy. Again, Pranav Rao given a life, given a half-life maybe, whatever you want to call it. But he's going to look to capitalize on it and just see the Somerset Cavaliers who score of 100, 105. You're very much in the game here. And that one again worked through the offside. Again, worked for a single. Again, the wind is still blowing. That's why you can see the camera shaking at times. It's just the wind.
Is that Rohan a little bit limp over there? Who is that fielder over there on the...
To me, that looks like it is Vivek Narayan who's coming. He is the leg spinner. Looks like he is walking off and signaling for a replacement. Will that be Abhiram Bolasetti? Will that be Aryan Shah, who is the official 12th man for the day? It looks like it is going to be Murli Krishna who comes in. So he did not make the trip down to Florida, but he's going to get his first signs of action in the field. Good fielder, good arm.
Right.
Safe pair of hands. Him and a couple of his training buddies make catches look a lot easier than they ever should be as Obis comes back into bowl.
Yeah, I would imagine we'd see Murali in the team at some point this weekend. Good player.
Again, something that is to be noted for Pranav Rao. He is someone, if it is pitched up, he will try that slog sweep if he's eaten up a couple dot balls. Don't expect it here, but just something to keep note of. That one just worked the third man. No run on offer. And that's going to do it for 13 overs, 63 for the loss of 4. And there's a look at the match officials and company, the scores, match officials, all in the same tent. It can't have this beautiful game of cricket without those guys. Alvin Barnett, who is there in the middle, Rahul Partwardhan, who is a scorer as well.
We've got great umpires in the area too.
Great umpires, great volunteers, and that's what makes Church Street Park different. It's just the all-around effort from the community that makes cricket in Morrisville so beautiful, as it's worked for a single. And it is just going to be kept to 1. Again, Dane makes it look so stylish, doesn't he, Nate? He's just sliding around, make it look so easy.
He does.
And he's always got a smile on his face.
Got a smile. Gigantic sunglasses. The trick is that he does all this without the sunglasses falling off his head.
And I got to take lessons. The hat and the sunglasses always stay on. As soon as I take a step anywhere, my hat is flying, my sunglasses are on the floor, I'm stepping on them. I got to get lessons from Dane P. That's why he's the professional. This one's slower delivery. Again, worked straight back down the ground. This time, calling an archer ball. It comes to a stop before picking it up. No slips.
Yeah, I think your situation though. I think Dane's head's a lot bigger than yours though. You know, I think it's easier to keep a hat on his head than it is yours. It's not so big that it springs off of his head, but it's bigger than your head. That's why yours keeps falling off.
I should get smaller hats, maybe.
Especially, well, you cut your hair too. Maybe when you had all that hair, maybe it stayed on a little bit better.
Well, that one's up in the air. Mid wicket's there. Might clear him though when it does. The first real signs of aggression, that from the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Ron Futke was there, nothing he could do about it. It's 6, sat up for Mithcha, and he wasn't going to miss out. Said, you bowled one too many, sir, and I'm going to take you over the rope.
Lovely shot there. Pretty much with the wind to his back for the most part. The wind is blowing dead in our faces here for the time being.
For the time being, indeed. We'll see if Mithcha can put another one of those on the board. Tries it straight back. It's hit firmly. Archibald not going to be able to get the legs to get there, and it is going to be 4. So 10 runs from the past 2 deliveries. A gear is flipped for the Somerset Cavaliers. Runs flowing, and it's Mithcha, who has not played a match until today in the 2022 version of minor league, who's making that big impact.
Just about a 16 or 17% boost of run scoring in the last 2 balls right there. Very much needed for Somerset Cavaliers.
And I'm interested to see what Padala does. We've seen him only bowl cutters pretty much all day. Does he try just one regular delivery, one quicker one? Does he go all the way full and wide? Just check what he does here. No, he's not going to change it. He's going to say you do something different. That was a touch shorter. Just worked for 1. Again, it's been good goings here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Well, here we go. Aditya Padala is wide outside the off stump. Flash, but flash just to the man at point. It's Sanjay Stanley making no mistake. And there you go. At the end of 14 overs, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 74 for the loss of 4.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome back. The score 76 for 4. There was a 6, not a 4 hit. As they're trying to push for 2. Aditya Padala throws. They're going to get it in the end. A little bit slow. It was between the 2 fielders. And they're able to get their first double. And again, a gear flipped for the Somerset Cavaliers. You can see more intent in the running, more intent in the shot selection, and the runs are flowing because of it.
Yeah, and we see Obis staying on. I'd like to see a little bit more boost of energy right here from the Raptors in the field.
Well, that's a boost of energy for the Somerset Cavaliers. That's a big 6. That one over cow corner. He just put a knee down. He slog swept it. He's taking it from outside the off stump, well across to the leg side. And Mithcha is taking the attack to the Morrisville Raptors.
He's turning it on now. He had a pretty slow start, but I mean, the situation called for it. He was doing what his team needed him to do, and now we're getting a chance to see what he's capable of.
Yeah, and again, he was smart in the way he started out his innings. As you mentioned, just needed to tuck it around for singles, and now he's starting to take a liking and starting to hit some big shots. Maybe jam him up for room. I haven't seen him really try to free his arms when there's room, or excuse me, when it's on his legs. Maybe that might be the place to bowl. Flied it, it's hit back. Fielder there, just one bounce to him. That was Dane Pete out there in the deep, so he's just giving a little bit more flight, asking him to try to clear a low full toss.
Yeah, I want to see some more chatter here from the Raptors. Be in the game a little bit more. It looks like Somerset's getting into the game big time right now. We mentioned Mithcha just about 4 or 5 balls ago. He was at a run per ball. Now he's at 32 from 19.
He's picked things up, lofted up, 2 of round, no run on offer. And again, for him, he's a youngster coming into the side in a pressure spot. He's just going to want to keep tucking it around.
Yeah, his job right now is to get meat on strike, that's for sure.
Again, flight. Really a half-hearted shot there. Just going to be safely one out to deep mid-wicket. Again, I can see Obis when he's bowling to Pranav kind of bait a slog sweep. He's giving him flightus on stumps, and he's daring him to hit him across and test the power that he possesses.
Right.
So far, Pranav, he hasn't fallen for the bait.
Right. I like watching the way bowlers grip the ball, and this is why I love the way Obis runs up with the ball behind him. We get a chance to see that.
That one quicker, shorter, no run on offer. I was hit straight to the man on the circle. And definitely one of the more interesting ways he holds the ball. And that's going to do it for 15 overs, 86 for the loss of 4 as we head into the last 5. Welcome back to the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. And we have the wish of Nate Hayes. It's Rohan Phadke being introduced into the attack in the 16th over. The right arm under-19 medium pacer coming in to presumably bowl some more cutters.
Definitely. We were talking about this earlier, whether or not he would get in the game. We know the keeper can come up with Phadke. The Morrisville Raptors can use him a little bit like Laksh Parekh is used down there in Texas. And this is a great wicket for him, I think. And, you know, he's just a very versatile player. He can do a little bit of everything pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. I've played a lot of cricket with Rohan, and Rohan's played a lot of cricket against Pranav Rao, so he's going to know what he likes. This one, it's on subs. It's up in the air. Is it going to carry? No, it's going to fall.
Oh!
Just short. It was a big dive that was put out. And I think it's going to run away to the boundary for 4. I'm not sure. Yes, it is being signaled 4. You could see Pranav Rao try to do the same thing to Obis, kind of lift it. This one, it didn't quite get all of it, and it just fell short of the man running in.
Excellent effort in the field there.
Yeah, no faults can be had through the effort. It was a diving attempt, would have been low to the ground, and then Padala puts out a good slide to try to stop it, but very honest. He says his elbow hit the rope with the ball in his hand. 4 runs to the Somerset Cavalier total. This time back of a length, Pranav Rao wants a single. They take the single, and they get the single in the end. And it's going to be Meet Shah now on strike, who's really gotten it going.
Right.
This has been the role of Pranav Rao to get Meet on strike. Should expect to see some big shots here from Meet Shah.
And we saw the diving effort in the field. One of my favorite things is to watch fielders at the boundary diving for the ball, sliding along the ground, trying to stop boundaries. And, you know, in baseball, we have the fence. And the other day, there was a center fielder who ran back to catch a ball, dove backwards, hit his head on the fence when he landed. That can end tragically. That could end in death, you know. Cricket, we've got this nice rope. It's a little bit more safe, if you ask me.
Meet looking to go over the leg side. He hasn't quite gone all of this one. Badala makes no mistake. It was straight to him. And Rohan Phadke being brought in. He does the job. The cutter. 1 shot too many for Meet Shah, and he has to go. It was a good flurry of boundaries, but Aditya Padala made it look ever so easy, and the 5th wicket falls for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
Great stuff there. You know, we do talk about this stuff. We don't just show up to the game and do the game. We talk about the players. We talk about wondering what people are going to do, what the teams are going to do. And we did talk an awful lot about whether or not Phadke was going to get the ball today.
And it looks to be a great move to bring him on with the ball. And again, he's delivered on all occasions. Very versatile player. Expect to see him open the batting for the Raptors as well. And that is going to bring into the middle Umaid Asif. Big, tall man who's going to bowl some left arm pace, and when we mean pace, but he's going to be brought into bat. Nate, you were talking about him earlier to me. I'm going to let you talk about him to the folks. What can you tell me about number 18 there?
Well, I can tell you that New Jersey's not unhappy to have him in the middle right now at this particular point in the game. He's played in the Pakistan Super League. He's got over 100 games of T20 experience. Behind him, a strike rate of in the 140s, batting average over 13. He's in the PSL. He comes in late and he just tries to hit big, and he wins games that way sometimes. But he's a good bowler too. That's his primary role, is the right arm fast medium bowler. Gets good bounce, loves that back of length right in the armpit rib region that nobody wants to face. But let's see what he does today. He's got long levers, a big cricket term. Long levers for everybody who's new to cricket. You're going to hear that one a lot. It's one of our cliches. But, yeah, he can really whack the ball. Loves to hit it straight back down the ground.
Well, right now it's Pranav Rao on strike, and it's Fadke bowling. That one swung a little bit. It's worked out to the offside. Archibald should keep it to maybe just one. They are going to get two quick running from the two men in the middle. Probably two all the way. Had to move out well to his left and put a throw on. And Pranav Rao will retain strike for the last ball of the 16th over.
We mentioned Ahmed's height, very tall, 6'5", and you would think maybe he'd be slow a foot. He didn't look too slow to me there.
Now moving quite quickly. That one aerial for a moment, but he split the gap there. Sanjay Stanley able to track it down as the lights come on here at Church Street Park. Another 2 runs that the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers get. So they end the over with 4 runs, but the big wicket of Meet Shah falls. 95 for the loss of 5 now are the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Keep going, guys! Keep going, guys! Double back ball, come on!
And welcome back here to Church Street Park as we're going to see our first look at Umaid Asif in minor league cricket. He's a big, tall man. Looks like he's going to have a big, tall man be bowling to him in Kiran Savarnakumar. Again, you can catch all the action here for the July weekend for minor league cricket on the YouTube page on Willow. Plenty of places to go. Would not be possible without our sponsors, Toyota, Sunoco, and Dafa News. And news out from Houston, and we'll get to that news after this delivery as Kiran comes into Umaid Asif. Oh, and nearly chops it on. A little bit too close to run it down, but they are able to get a single. Nate, what's the news you have for me?
Well, we have our first century in minor league 2022 in the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco, I should say. Very first century. We had 4 in the 90s last week. Now we have finally 1 century, and it's Michigan batsman Numan Anwar. Numan Anwar. Sorry about the pronunciation there. We'll get all this down someday. But Numan Anwar scoring the first century of minor league cricket. He scored 114 runs. So congratulations to him.
Congratulations indeed, and again, a lot of cricket coming your way here over these next 4 days. But right now it's Kiran coming in to Pranav Rao. Keeps it wide, it's slashed, over covers. It might run away for 4, no, just going to be kept to 1. It's Murali Krishna Ankaraju out there. It's going to be kept to 2. But again, Pranav Rao starting to pick things up. You can see him settle in. And again, a lot of cricket going away. There's matches in Houston at Musa Stadium. I was there just a couple of weeks ago. Beautiful facility, Prairie View. Everyone raves about that area. And again, here at Church Street Park, I think in our minds, the most beautiful park in all of the USA. This one again cut through covers. Again, Ankaraju has to work along. And he's able to keep that one to just 1 this time. So it's going to keep Asif on strike.
Yeah, I mentioned Numan Anwar he's actually still in the game. He's got 119 runs against Lone Star Athletics. Actually, no, sorry, he finished not out. It was that was not out after 20 overs. Michigan Cricket Stars posted 214 for 3. That's excellent for them. They lost some good players this year, but see what Ryan Scott did. Ryan Scott was out for 18 runs off of 14 balls. Ryan Scott earning his way onto the U.S. team against Ireland last year thanks to his excellent performance in minor league.
Well, there's a shot there, powerful off the bat, but it's just 1 bounce to Obis Pinar. Not going to make any mistake about it, but you can see the big power. Ryan Scott, as you mentioned, scored centuries last year, had 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. But again, a lot of talent around minor league cricket. A lot of players who are going to emerge. We've seen Vatsal Vagala make a name for himself in minor league cricket, earning his way to a USA squad. And just the names go on. Rahul Jariwala, Saiteji Mukamala, plenty of names to go on and on and on. And that's the beauty of minor league cricket. This time looking to heave it over covers. It was Fuller, unable to do so, just found an inside edge and worked it to mid-wicket. And I believe that brings up the 100 for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers here in the 17th over. So they've really brought things up. You're looking at 120 as a score that's very much possible with the way these two are going about their business. One name I forgot to mention being brought up to the USA squad. Who can forget the Kane train, Marty Kane,
right.
Part of the T20 squad for the USA.
Absolutely. San Diego Surf Riders captain. Definitely like a kind of a spiritual leader too in some ways.
Oh, that one is slapped. It's up in the air though. I don't think he's quite got all of it. He sliced it, and this time running back, Sanjay Stanley, I believe, is the man there.
Yeah, it's Sanjay.
He makes amends for the catch he dropped. You can see he comes out with huge excitement after that catch. Again, someone who's usually more calm, reserved in nature, but after the blunder he had earlier today, makes no mistake that time, running backwards, never easy, the lights are on, sun's going down, no mistake being made.
Yeah, and that's what made out. We saw the single he hit to deep mid wicket looked pretty looked like he can hit the ball clean, so that was excellent.
And we were just talking about it whilst we were having this little break. Kieran Sivanakumar has bowled 3 overs. He's given up 15 runs and taken 3 wickets. The thing about all 3 wickets, they've come on the last ball of each of his overs, so he's making us work for words quickly, but he's been delivering right at the end and taking all the life out of the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
No doubt, he's taken some big ones too. It's been excellent to see this performance from him. He took out the first 2. He took out both of the openers, including Hamraj, and then he takes out Asif here what was that, the 17th over there?
Yep. 17th over goes, and you just have 101 on the board. So runs on the board, but wickets falling, and the new man in is Walid Karimullah. So he is in the middle. Now he is the man on strike, and it's Colin Archibald who's coming in to bowl the left armor. Usually comes in a couple overs early and a couple overs late. You're going to see him start his late spell now. And on the bun from ball 1, they're able to get a single though through the covers. And you can see the change in the field. They're bringing in the long on-fielder and sending back a fine leg. So maybe the short ball tactic comes out here, that he's going to hit the deck here and dare young Pranav Rao to pull him over the leg side.
Yeah, let's see.
Or maybe in international cricket, we see a lot of times that the 2 straight fielders will be in for the Yorker deliveries, and that you'll have a fine leg back.
Sure.
So 2 different types of approaches. Be interesting to see which one they go with.
Going to see a triple bluff, I bet.
And he does hit the deck hard, and he's just worked at the point nicely. Pranav Rao, again, he's not been rattled. And honestly, something I've been impressed with youth around the country is anytime they being brought in and called upon, none of them seem rattled. Saiteji Mukamala last week, Rahul Jariwala anytime he comes in.
Well, I have a kind of a theory about that. They're playing cricket all the time. Like these kids play cricket all year round, and there's some pros and cons to that. I know talking to Bert Cockley, the USA strength and conditioning coach, he thinks that, and I kind of agree with him, that the youth around this country play a little too much cricket. But I think maybe it does kind of help them in regards to, here we go. Let's see, are they going to go for 2 here? Nope, they're not going to go for 2. But yeah, maybe it does help them a little bit. Emotionally speaking, prepare themselves for these difficult spots, because they're always playing. They always have. Maybe apathy sets in.
Yeah, I mean, cricket is cricket at the end of the day, and I think that all these guys, they play a lot of cricket, practice a lot. part of the youth program for a little bit myself. And again, you're practicing basically every single day. You have bowling sessions, batting sessions, you have fielding sessions, and you have sessions with the overall team. And that's why all these players, like you said, are in it. And they always feel like they're just playing another game of cricket. And I think for Pranav Rao, he gets to play at Church Street Park, and he's played at Church Street Park a couple of times before. It's nothing new. It's just you're playing the same game with a couple of different people. That's all.
Exactly. And they're playing at Church Street Park without pulling their hamstring or groin, which is something I can't say. Every time I play here, pull a hamstring or a groin because I'm not used to the metal spikes,
Well, the advantages of youth, I would say, Nate. This time around the wicket, Pranav Rao shows off a nice cover drive. It's going to be a couple bounces to the fielder. They're just going to keep it to one, though. So now we're going to get to see more of Walid in the middle.
Yeah, I think it's the youth, you said, and I think part of it's also skill, ability. I think that plays a big role.
And again, you can see the crowd coming in, parents coming in with their fans, all the kids running around. It's brilliant to see all the support that the Morrisville Raptors are getting and all the support we have for cricket around the community here. And Colin Archibald is loving it as he storms in to Karimullah, full straight. It's worked to the leg side. They're going to push for two as it's in the gap. They're going to try to. Padala throws in, fires, and a one-handed stop there from Archibald, which is impressive to my eyes, but they're able to get two in the end.
Nothing new. He's like, I can do this. Big deal.
In his sleep, it's something he does all the time.
So, you're talking about how great this ground is. I love this ground. We talk about it all the time. There are some grounds up and coming around the country. Musa, for example, just hosted the Cricket World Cup League 2, which you, Amin, you were down there doing commentary for something about, a couple thousand consecutive overs down there at Musa Stadium.
As this one, it's full wide, not wide enough to be deemed wide. It's definitely legal. Felt like we talked a lot over there. Me and Peter De La Pena were on for about 400 overs. That's going to do it. 418 overs, however, 107 for the loss of 6.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Come on.
Kiran Sarvanakumar in, it was full straight. Pranav Rao lost track of where that ball was going, nearly run out there in one of the most brutal of fashions. Talking about the great grounds, Musa Stadium, as you mentioned, Church Street Park.
Yeah.
Plenty of them across the country, and you've been to a lot of them, Nate. Out west, they have a couple of big ones as well. Can you talk about those for us?
Yeah, I've been to Morgan Hill. I think that's an up and coming ground. They've got a turf wicket over there. They also have a hybrid wicket. I think these hybrid wickets are going to be excellent, especially in the Northeast if they ever get introduced up there.
Well, that one is definitely a no ball, Kieran. It was dipping, but it definitely hit him around the rib area. Again, he bowls one more of those and he's gone. But it's a free hit for Karimullah. He's going to get the opportunity to kind of free his arms and hit the ball as hard as he wants to, for a tall, lanky man like himself, the term you were talking about, long levers, he's going to get to use them right now.
Yeah, so we've got long levers versus long levers with Kieran. And, so we would like to take a moment to thank the grounds crew here, headed up by Patrick, the curator here at Church Street Park, and obviously Jerry, too. Jerry plays a big role in maintaining this ground and maintaining the whole grounds around the country, around the city.
This one is going to be wide, so the no ball continues. Try to keep it away from the long levers of Karimullah, and now he's got to re-bowl it. More extras coming. Kieran, he's been so sharp, just kind of a little bit rattled now after that no ball.
Yeah, so the no ball stays. That last ball was a wide, so there's a run automatically. For those new to the game, You ball and no ball, you get a run penalty, and the batter gets a free hit where he can't get out unless he's run out.
Well, here we go. Can't get caught out, and that's a shot and a half. Just the freedom he needed, the license he needed to clear his arms. A well done out in the field. Aditya Padala showing off there. Brilliant stuff to keep it to 2. It was a couple bounces. It felt like it was going over the rope over a vacant region of the ground.
Sun in his eyes, too. Sun in his eyes, and he makes a great play at the battery to save a couple of runs.
And he's got no hat, no sunglasses on. He's just all hand-eye coordination. And now Kieran gets to bowl some legal deliveries.
He escapes the no ball with 3 runs against him. 1 from the wide and 2 from that double there.
And Kieran, he gets better as his overs go. We've seen him improve each delivery. We'll see if he can continue to do so. If he's going to try another slower one, that's what he was going for when he bowled the no ball. This one has hit the deck hard. It's been flashed, and it's going to go a couple of bounces over the rope for 4. Went short, went wide. A lot of risk involved there with no deep point or deep third. He tried to invoke short third, but it just flew over him with his pace. Not the greatest of deliveries there from Kieran. And 4 more, and the runs are flowing now for Somerset.
Right. Sometimes batter miss hits, and it's because the bowler bowled a good ball. That one was not a good ball. That was going to be runs no matter what he did with it, as long as he got his bat on it. Based on the field that they had, that was just not a good ball for the field that they had.
Again, you can see him intentionally trying to keep it away from the levers, keep it away from his strike zone by going short and going wide. This one's in the strike zone, though. It's up in the air. Dane Pete's underneath it. No mistakes from Dane. The captain took it quite low to him. I'm not sure where exactly he wanted it. You can see saying, calm down, calm down. Kieran strikes again late in his over. Gets wicket number 4 and over number 4. And now you get to see Karamula go. Kieran Savarnakumar strikes back after giving up a boundary.
Excellent stuff here from Kieran. Way to go. I mean, making a believer out of all of us right here. Definitely earning himself some more games with this performance.
Absolutely earning himself more games. Again, was not part of the team last week, was a 12th man last week. I think flew in to RDU last night. I remember from his Instagram stories, it was 16 hours ago when I looked at it at 3 p.m. So I believe that's yesterday, but my math is a little bit okay. So he flew in late last night. He's come in and made a big impact on the game here. And it's been impressive to see what he's done. And again, keeping wickets falling at one end and building pressure for all the other bowlers. As we see the new man coming into the middle is Najaf Shah, the captain, number 12. Another big, tall man alongside Pranav Rao. The wind blowing, that's why the cameras are rattling. But Kieran, he gets 2 balls now. Again, history says he's going to take one on the final delivery, but he's got Pranav Rao on strike. Pranav looks to do something creative. He followed him all the way through. Lahiru does well to keep that one, and it hit just the tips of his fingers. Again, sharp with the gloves indeed.
Yeah, a little bit of early movement there by the batter. I think he gave that away a little bit too much. I'm going to go ahead and credit Kieran for that, for following him.
Yeah, did well.
He's earned that. The benefit of doubt, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Again, Pranav Rao, early movement, was looking just to scoop him over. Even then, you still have the fine leg in place. I'm not sure that shot is a scoring shot. This time comes down the track, top edges it, but it's going to go over third man again, and for 4 more. A little bit unlucky there for Kieran Savarnakumar. That one is all right. We talked about good balls sometimes going for boundaries. Right. That was one of them. 4 runs to end the over, and at the end of 19, 120 runs come up for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Welcome back to Church Street Park as we head to the final over here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers in the opening match at Church Street Park here in the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco, with the official tournament sponsor being DAFA News. We're going to see Najaf Shah, the captain, the skipper, on strike. The left-handed pace bowler is going to finish it facing the left-handed pace bowler of Colin Archibald. Archibald storms in. First ball, the final over, follows him. Always heated over the leg side. Fielders coming underneath it. Falls just short. They're going to push for two. And they're just going to get two from it. But a decent-looking shot there from Najaf Shah. Looked comfortable under that one.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, sometimes you just get unlucky because fielders couldn't get to it. Just dropped in between everybody. A little bit short.
Yeah, there is a gap at mid-wicket. They have a cow corner and a backward square leg, so he's opening and telling the batsman, play across and open up your stumps. Najaf Shah said, I will do that. As you see the fans here as the sun's setting over beautiful Church Street Park. It's cooler now, the lights are out, and it's a beautiful scene for a final over, don't you think, Nate?
Absolutely. And just to catch up a little bit around the league, the Chicago Blasters ended their innings 130 all out.
Well, this one again worked through mid-wicket. Fielders is there. Oh, he's just fumbled it out there. I think it is Jinmei out in the deep. He's going to allow two, and probably was going to be two all the way anyway. And now they are going to make a switch, bring Jinmei into the infield. Again, you want your best fielders in the best spots. You want the fielding spot that suits that type of player. So if that player is very good at quick catches, you're going to want him in short. If that player has a big arm, you want him out in the deep. And that's why they're making these strategic changes. Again, I think the Raptors would be happy to have Najaf Shah play out all this over. This time it's short. It's worked behind square. No fielder going to be there. Just straying in line that time, Colin. There's a little bit of early movement. Try to follow him. Najaf Shah just helps it along its way. And I believe that's 6 to the Somerset Cavaliers.
Great shot there by Shah. You know, I think I might try to go for a little bit of a wide Yorker here on him. He's definitely shown the ability to hit the ball when you put it there.
Yeah, again, mid-wicket was open. It looked like he was trying to attack the stumps. And I think you're right. I think they might try to do something like that and keep it away now from the levers, make him play anywhere else along the ground. Again, you can see him change the angle as well. Instead of coming left arm over, he's coming left arm around to a left-hander. So he's definitely trying to push him across and not allow him to just go with the angle.
And when you change your angle, when you know you're going to change your run-up, you got to change the angle of the field a little bit. All these things work together. There's all a big strategy to this. It's not just throw it up and let him hit it.
Well, here we go, Colin Archibald. Oh, he's cleaned him up. He went for the Yorker, thought he might go wide, but he's gone straight. The angle undoes Najaf Shah. You see the zing bells. It lights everything up. And Najaf Shah, the captain, has to go. And Archibald gets wicket number 1 and maybe the prettiest wicket we've seen all day.
Gorgeous. That's going to make the highlight reel for sure.
Absolutely. How many times you see a toe-crushing Yorker like that? Straight on middle stump. The zing bells light up as the sun is setting. Everything being so beautiful right now for the Morrisville Raptors. Somerset Cavaliers, though, they're at 130 with 2 balls to go, 8 wickets down.
Right.
130 is a big score. Remember, Church Street Park last year in the first innings, early on, 105 to 115. You saw scores defended in that range. We know the dew's going to play a factor.
Yep.
But 130's runs on the board.
Runs on the board, yeah, that's always going to be pressure at this ground, especially this time of the year. But let's catch up a little bit. Let's take this time to catch up a little bit on the Michigan Cricket Stars versus Lone Star Athletics game. Cricket Stars posted 214 for 3 in their first overs. Numan Anwar, 119 runs from 63 balls. Zishan Maksud, 41 from 22. And now Lone Star is on trying to chase. At the end of 5 overs, they have 46 runs. And Hamza Bangash smashing it around, 36 runs from 16 balls. Good for him.
Well, everyone's smashing it around, and the Cavaliers are going to hope it's Damian Jacobs who smashes it around next. He's the new man in the middle. Colin Archibald is going to remain left arm over for the right-hander again, creating that angle. He's changing up the field, bringing in the deep backward square leg and bringing a more conventional deep mid-wicket. Is it a Yorker that he's looking for? It is. And it's been an interesting shot played there. He looked to scoop it over. It hit the legs of the bat. I think it's going to be given as leg buys No, maybe an inside edge onto the legs, but nonetheless it is one, and it is going to be Pranav Rao to face the final delivery.
Pranav Rao right now, 26 runs from 27 balls, 2 fours. He's going to hope for another one right here.
Yeah, he's been a real big part of why this Somerset team is able to do what they do. They were able to rebuild with Meet Shah, him and Meet Shah. Meet Shah hit a couple of big ones. Pranav Rao helped out, but now we're on the final delivery with Archibald. Full straight, work down through covers, just a short cover, and it's just going to be one to do it. So at the end of 20 overs, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers finish with 132. Nate, is that going to be enough?
We'll see. Stay tuned and find out.
Well, it was a big innings from both sides. You had a brilliant start for the Morrisville Raptors with Kiran Savarnakumar picking up 2 wickets, picking up both openers, and Salih Iqbal for 15 and Chandrapal Hemraj for 10. Richard Allen was undone by Dane Pete for just 4. And then you had Xavier Marshall undone. The over later, Aditya Padala gets him 13 off of 19. It's Meet Shah and Pranav Rao who are able to build a partnership up for a little bit, but Rohan Fadke to Aditya Padala, that was the combination. 33, Meet Shah goes for the highest score for the Somerset Cavaliers. Pranav Rao remains not out on the day, 27 off of 28. Umaid Asif was undone by Kiran Savarnakumar, and so was Walid Karim Ullah. Umaid Asif not able to show off his big hitting prowess, just 2 runs to his name. Walid had 10. Najib Shah was undone with a beautiful Yorker by Colin Archibald for 10 runs, and that means the Morrisville Raptors will need 133 in their 20 overs. Nate, it was a brilliant first innings. We'll see you all back here for the second innings as we head out here at Church Street Park. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be an exciting evening of cricket in store.
Absolutely. You got to see Church Street under the lights.
Under the lights, and we'll see you guys right here for the second innings. That time, though, he's thriving. That's an extra cover shot, and it's all the way. What is the boundary? It's 4 runs, 1 bounce over the boundary for 4 runs.
It'd be a 40-yard frozen rope to get it. But
well, that one straight up in the air. Sanjay Stanley has a chance of redemption. Was stumbling, and he's put it down. As Dane Pete comes back. Richard Allen finds a top edge. Is it going to carry to the fielder? He's settling. This time it's taken. Didn't get it for this first time. And right now the focus on Xavier Marshall. And that's a shot. It's up in the air. Colin Archibald there, straight to him, and no mistake. Tried another. NFL folks watching.
If you're not Abdullah Shah.
This one is flighted up. It's hit straight back. Could be 4. Oh, it's well done out there. The captain makes no mistake. Well, 2 lefties. Oh, and that's missed everything. It was short and it's going to run away for 4. It will. Let's see it in, and that's what Padala has been doing. Look for a big heave back down the ground. Just going to be one out to Colin Archibald. Oh, no, he's fumbled it. A little bit of a slip. It is a great logo that he has designed and put for the team. That's an outside edge. That's down the hands. Brilliant catch. Well, that one's up in the air. Mid-wicket's there. Might clear him, though, and it does. The first real signs of aggression. That from those on the board. Tries it straight back. It's hit firmly. Archibald not going to be able to get the legs to get there, and it is going to be 4.
I'd like to see a little bit more boost of energy right here from the Raptors in the field.
Well, that's a boost of energy for the Somerset Cavaliers. That's a big 6. He likes. This one, it's on subs. It's up in the air. Is it going to carry? No, it's going to fall.
Oh!
Just short. It was a big dive that was put out.
It's a little bit more safe, if you ask me.
Meat looking to go over the leg side. He hasn't quite gone all of this one. But Padala makes no mistake. It was straight to him.
Kind of a spiritual leader, too, in some ways.
Oh, that one is slapped. It's up in the air, though. I don't think he's quite got all of it. He sliced it. And this time running back. Sanjay going for when he bowled the no ball. This one has hit the deck hard. It's been flashed, and it's going to go a couple of bounces over the rope for 4. Going short and going wide. This one's in the strike zone, though. It's up in the air. Dane Pete's underneath it. No mistakes from Dane. The captain took it quite low to him. I'm not sure where exactly he wants. A scoring shot. This time comes down the track. Top edges it, but it's going to go over third man again. And for 4 more. A little bit unlucky there for Kiran Savarnakumar. all this over. This time it's short, it's worked behind square, no fielder gonna be there, just straying in line that time, Colin. Oh, here we go, Colin Archibald. Oh, he's cleaned him up. He went for the Yorker, thought he might go wide, but he's gone straight the angle.
Catches with matches, guys! Catches with matches!
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.
बार भाई को बोलो हायरिंग नहीं करता तो इंटरव्यू करना पड़ेगा मुझसे हम टीसीएल के लिए थोड़ी काम कर रहे हैं हम विलो के लिए और एमएलसी के लिए
Welcome back to the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. We're here at Church Street Park for the second innings between the Morrisville Raptors and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. The Morrisville Raptors are all set to chase 133 in their 20 overs. They've sent out Lahiru Malanta, the wicketkeeper, and the young under-19 Rohan Fudke at the other end to open out their batting account. And the captain of the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, Najaf Shah, has brought on himself. He's given himself a slip as well. He does bring it away from the left-hander. It'll be interesting to see this matchup here, lefty v lefty, as the Somerset Cavaliers are going to hope to get off to a good start. And a no ball to start us off. So not the start you're quite looking for if you're Najaf Shah. There is movement on offer. You saw it kind of square up Lahiru Malanta, but it's going to be a no ball and a free hit to an already aggressive bat in Lahiru Malanta.
Big favor there that he just did for Lahiru. Obviously, these bowlers on the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, high quality bowlers at the top, and so you've given an opening batter who, like you said, is aggressive. You've given him a good free look at a guy, a very dangerous bowler. You're giving him the chance to just open up and go for it right here. That was a big mistake.
Yeah, he's someone who will attack you down the ground. He's someone who will come out at you. He'll sit back and hit you over cover. He likes to go over cover, and he likes to slash over point. So he'll try to use all those options, expect him to give himself some room to get over the offside where there is no protection except for a third man. So expect him to attack that side of the ground. Does give himself room, and he's able to split the gap. Oh, no, it's well done by Umaid Asif to keep that one to just one. It looked like a certain boundary. Is that another no ball? It is, so it's a free hit continuation, and this time it's for Rohan Fudke.
Another favor for Rohan this time.
Well, he's doing favors, giving extras. Again, still haven't had the delivery bowled in the second innings, and already 2 runs on the board for the Morrisville Raptors.
Rohan was probably just thinking a minute ago, man, I would have loved to have that no ball, and now he's got one of his own. So let's see what he can do with it, what he can learn here. Big challenge for any young players in this game. Any young batters for Morrisville Raptors, it's going to be a big challenge for them because this is a very good bowling attack.
And Rohan Fudke does get onto the back foot quite quickly, so if he was wanting to pull, he is someone who, if he can get onto the back foot, which we've seen him do time and time again, is able to do so. So we'll be interested to see if we see Najaf continue to bowl that back of a length that he likes to hit. See if Rohan elects to pull or cut here, especially with the free hit. Oh, he went full. It was a perfect Yorker. Rohan looked over his shoulder thinking it might have gone away through square leg. He wasn't able to get any bat on it, so a perfect way to defeat the no ball. And finally, we have a legal delivery, so the first ball, while it was a perfect Yorker, went for 3 runs.
Nice little boost there. 3 runs off the first ball. You'll take it. It's kind of earned the hard way and lost the hard way.
And you can see Rohan Fudke retaking his guard on leg stump. Just wants to make sure he doesn't allow that LBW, especially with that angle. We've seen this angle in international cricket be such a problem. We see it in associate cricket be a problem, and we'll continue to see it be a problem. The left-hander over the wicket to the right-hander, swinging back into him, always creates wickets. Like that one, he's gone straight through the gate, just as I mentioned, swings back through, and he's completely cleaned up Rohan Fudke, hit the middle stump, and the first wicket falls, and the second delivery of the over. Najaf Shah, the skipper, he strikes straight away, and the young Rohan Fudke has to walk back.
Rough break there. Very good ball. Get those 3 runs look a little bit better now even. But yeah, hard luck there for Rohan.
And just as we saw earlier, the swing back into the right-hander, he's pitched it up, and he's let the ball swing, and it's just gone straight through the gate. Rohan was trying to make sure he didn't get LBW this time, got cleaned up, and it's going to bring a new man into the middle. I believe it's going to be Chinmay coming in for the Morrisville Raptors. It's Chinmay Kushade, who has not played a match yet for the Morrisville Raptors. This will be his first time. He's coming in 1 down. They've held back Obis Pinar, going to keep him at 4. So to send out Chinmay, who is a prototypical bat. He likes to play in the V, likes to play on the front foot, so they're hoping he can see out some of the swing here from Najaf Shah.
Yeah, they're going to need it. You know, you don't want to lose a whole lot of wickets in the power play. Those of us who follow the game, we know that. Some of the new viewers might not know that. The first 6 overs, there are limited only 2 fielders outside of that circle, that 30-yard circle.
around the pitch, around the wicket. And so you don't want to lose a lot of wickets early in the game. They're worth more for the bowling team. You know, you want to save them up for the end.
This one again full and straight, and you can see Chinmay look up and towards third man, expecting it to come off of the ground or off of an edge maybe, and it just was right down at his toes. Najaf Shah, he said, "I'm gonna go and I'm gonna bowl Yorkers. You see me out with my swing."
Yeah, this is no slouch of a bowling attack, and it's gotten even a little bit strong. Well, you might argue it's gotten stronger. I believe it has from last year. It was good enough to hold the New Jersey Stallions, the Atlantic champions. It was good enough to hold them to very meager scores last weekend. And so let's see if the Raptors can overcome this and get through the power play with a solid score and not much loss. Yeah.
This time comes in, again it's swinging in, and again Chinmay looks up in the sky, expecting it to be fluttering around. It's just come off an inside edge. And again, it's been a quality over, apart from the 2 no balls. You talk about wickets in the power play. We saw for the Morrisville Raptors, they took 2 in the power play. Both were Kiran Savarnakumar. Already 1 here in the first over for the Cavaliers. So on a ground where 150 was chasing in the league games, these teams are able to chase 150 here. You're thinking these early wickets are going to be huge for the Cavaliers to give themselves a fighting chance, especially with the ease of 150 being chased.
Right. Yeah, it's the earlier you take a wicket, the more runs it saves your team as a bowling side.
This one again full, again straight, again swinging, and just evades off stump. Najaf Shah not sure how that one missed, and you can see him walking back with that meek smile on his face. He knows he's putting absolute dots out there in the middle, and he's making life so difficult. Big smiles all around though.
This has been a long over if you're the Raptors. This has seemed like it's been going on for about 15 minutes.
And I'm not sure the next over is going to be any shorter, Nate, because we talk about Umaid Asif. We'll get to him later. But right now, all the focus is on Najaf Shah. He's bowling outstandingly well again. 2 no balls to start it. 4 balls delivered, 3 runs given up. But the wicket of Rohan Phadke to start us off on the first legal delivery. And Chinmay has not looked very comfortable either. Big appeal, and he's given. It was on the back foot. He was close to the stumps, wasn't missing. He was on leg stump, never moved across, but it doesn't matter. The umpire's call goes, and Chinmay has to walk, and wicket number 2 falls for Najaf Shah. The swing back into the right-hander, proving to be the weakness and the downfall of the Morrisville Raptors at the moment. 3 for the loss of 2, with still a ball to go in the first over.
Rough start here from the Morrisville Raptors, and it looks like Obus Pinar is coming in. And he's used to saving the game for his team. He played last year for St. Louis. Not the deepest team. Great crowd following, though. Great community down there. But he definitely had to save their butt a few times. He almost single-handedly defeated Houston last year in a memorable finish on the last ball when you saw all the fans in St. Louis rushing onto the field. And we're going to need a good performance from him today for the Raptors to have a chance to chase this down.
Well, my apologies. It looked like to be the final delivery of that over. So we were going to do it. That was 3 runs gone in the first over for 2 wickets. So welcome back as the Morrisville Raptors struggling. 1 over gone, 3 runs on the board, 2 wickets down. And we're going to see at the other end, they're going to go ahead with, I'm not sure who they're going to bring on. Is it Chandrapal Hemraj? No, it's not him. He's opened for them in the past. It is going to be Walid Karimullah, who has come in a similar spot, has been part of the opening attack through the most part of the minor league, and last week came in as a first change. He angles it back into the right-hander, and it just keeps going with the angle. So for the left-hander, Lahiru is going to come across his face here. You see that slip in place. You see he keeps going with the angle work down to third man. Lahiru did a lot of the watching at the non-striker's end after facing the second illegal delivery, I guess you would have to say, because you've rolled 2 no balls to start. Didn't face any of the deliveries technically, so hasn't really seen a legal delivery yet. That was his first one. But now Obis Pinard. Nate, tell me about Obis. What does he do with the bat? Wonderful for St. Louis last year.
Well, he's tall. He can hit it straight. He can hit it far. He's a very good quality batter. He can pretty much play to the situation. Stay in there. This is exactly the guy you want in right now if you're the Morrisville Raptors. And just excellent batter. I saw him here when USA was preparing for a tour in November. He batted against USA's men's team in 2 games. He scored 90-odd in one game and 60-odd in another, so he is definitely a class player.
Well, here we go. He's got to face Karimullah. Oh, and that one jumps back in. No run offer. You can see that one was well wide. It looked like he was ready to cut it and just jumps back in on him. Again, it's the way he brings it back into the right-hander, as I mentioned earlier. Again, these Somerset Cavaliers bowlers not making life easy at the start here for the Raptors.
Definitely troublesome right now.
Like we said, this is only the second over, Nate, and it feels like a lot has happened. It feels like the game's already tight down, and it's like the Raptors are already struggling here in the power play. Looking to cut that one away, just a little jump on it. A lot of oohs you could hear. You could see Obis, he said ooh after it left.
Obis looked a little bit fatigued last week down there in Florida. Recently recovered from a COVID battle a few weeks ago. Told me he had a few really rough days, but he's feeling better now, and let's hope he's got his energy back.
Well, the Raptors are going to hope so, but right now the Cavaliers are on top of the match, and it's with deliveries like that. A sneaky run taken, chance of a run out. Didn't really go anywhere. I think had he hit at the non-striker's end, he was gone. Pressure on for the Raptors. Real confusion between the two of them, Lahiru and Obis. I don't think Lahiru wanted to see more partners fall at the other end. He wanted to get on strike, and Obis survives.
Yeah, risky there, but they could have taken another run on that one if Lahiru wasn't a good 10 yards down towards the sight screen at the end of his run.
Well, they already had to sprint down for that first. I'm not sure he could have stopped on a dot and be ready for that next one.
I don't think he knew that it was. He didn't know it was going the other end, but yeah.
Okay, no fielders out on the deep on the offside for Lahiru. He likes to play big over the top there. Cut and pull. That one has gone through everybody with the angle. I'm not sure if there's bad on it. Let's check the umpire's signal here. And he's given byes for 4, so it was just the swing that undid the keeper. He's undone everybody. And it's going to be 4 runs for the total. Not the way you want it, but the way you'll take it for the Morrisville Raptors.
Definitely. If you are the Somerset Cavaliers, you can't really afford to give many of those. This game is 133 at this point of the year at Church Street Park. That's a very competitive total, but it's not enough to just give up 4 byes.
Absolutely, you want it. The pressure's already on the Raptors. Don't alleviate any of it. Don't give them this freedom that, okay, we've got a boundary in our over. We got 2 singles, so there's already 6 runs. We can settle back down and we can just play out dots. You want Lahiru to go across and try to play him over covers, play him over point, and bring in some of these fielders in the infield. He does that one, tries to run it past the man at point, unable to do so, and it's going to be a dot there, and that's going to do it for 2 overs here at Church Street Park in the second innings. The Morrisville Raptors, they're 9 for the loss of 2.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.
Welcome back to Church Street Park here. Over the break, Nate Hayes giving me an interesting stat, and I'm going to give him the opportunity to give it to you guys. Nate, what'd you find out?
So, in the Cavaliers innings, the Raptors gave them 7 extra runs that didn't come off the bat, and already Already the Cavaliers have given the Raptors 6. So 6 of the 9 runs from Morrisville Raptors right now, not even off the bat.
Well, if you're the Somerset Cavaliers, you'll be happy and sad at that notion that, okay, they're not scoring off the bat, but we're giving them runs, and they don't have to score off the bat. So happy and sad, but Najib Shah has been tight. He's been very, very special, apart from the 2 no balls that he's bowled. Again, that angle back and that swing back into the right-hander. Obis has got to be careful not to fall victim to that one again.
Right, it's almost a stat that's going to discourage you a little bit if you're the Raptors. You don't feel like you've done much because you really haven't. You got 9 runs on the board and you're lucky for 6 of them.
And full straight, I think that one's going down the leg side. He definitely was coming down the front foot. Hit him on the back pad, but he's standing little outside leg stump. I think that one is definitely missing. Again, the Chinmay one I think was similar to the sense that it was a question of whether the line was going to go on to crash on the stumps. I think he's got the right one here.
Yeah, I think that was a solid call.
And when in doubt, the tie goes to the batsman, and Obis won't say given a life, but he survives that LBW appeal. And now it's Lahiru, and this is probably the matchup you want. The ball swinging away from Lahiru. The angle is not going to be right-hand, left-hander. It's a left-hander versus left-hander. And you can see Lahiru, he's going to be able to play through the covers. Now, the only thing you're worried about is that first slip. If he tries to play an expansive drive, gets a thin edge,
right,
Virat Kohli type of fashion, does he find first slip? He was trying to pull it, opted out that shot very, very late, and just kind of put his bat out there. So no run on offer.
Sounded really nice.
Unfortunately for Lahiru, it didn't really clear the square.
for those watching who are familiar with baseball and not familiar with cricket, in baseball, a lefty-lefty matchup, the pitcher has an advantage. In cricket, a lefty-lefty matchup, the batter has a little bit of an advantage. Not as much trouble by the ball swinging away as he would be by a ball coming in, especially when it's coming quick.
Yeah, Najib is quick, and we've seen to Lahiru, he's elected to be a little bit shorter, and for the right-handers, he's gone much fuller and has invited the ball to swing. So something to watch for Lahiru. Comes down the track. This time it was Fuller. It's hit straight back. No one's going to stop that one. Lahiru's got a powerful bat, and he sends that one all the way for 4. So signs of life here for the Morrisville Raptors. Their first boundary of the innings, and Lahiru's getting it going now.
A little bit of breath of fresh air there. This the way to play power play here is to try not to get a lot of wickets. Try not to lose a lot of wickets. You don't, a lot of, but you also want to have those runs. There's a couple different strategies you can take. You kind of have to take the Chennai Super Kings legacy strategy here, where you try to survive for about 40 runs. Well, here, let's say 25, 30, 35 runs from Morrisville, but you don't want to lose another wicket at all.
Yeah, and Lahiru, he's known to do this. We've seen him time and time again come down the track and make some things happen. So I think if you're Lahiru, you're not going to sit back and just let the balls come to you. You're going to go and take the attack to the bowlers. Again comes down, again lifts it over the top.
Shot.
This time it was 1 bounce over the rope and 4 more. Again, he's not going to sit around and let Najib Shah just pick the balls he wants to bowl. He's going to say, no, you got to change it up. And he's making Najib Shah change it up. 4 more for the Morrisville Raptors, and now they're getting involved in the scoring.
Right, and last year Lahiru he batted a little bit. He batted lower in the order. Came in on a lot of pressure situations where he felt like he had to save the game, and now he can bat a little bit more freely at the top. You'd think he could bat a little more freely at the top of the order, but he's also a little bit handcuffed by the score here. But right now, starting to come alive. It looks like he's showing signs of it at least.
He likes hit back down the ground, and I think he's going to sit back on this one. Najib probably pulls his length, or he's going to go all the way full. Expect him to stay in the crease this time, and if it's short, expect him to go for the big shot. No, this time chased him down the legs. No runs on offer, so that's going to do it for 3 overs. The Morrisville Raptors, after 3, they're 18 for the loss of 2.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Go, guys, come on, X, bring them.
Owen Patel here, joined alongside Nate Hayes here for the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. Look at the crowd. Look at all the wonderful folks here that are supporting cricket in the local community here for the Morrisville Raptors. They've drawn such a crowd here at Church Street Park. It's a festival, and right now the festival is Obis Pinar. He comes down the track. He's lifted this one over the offside. No fielders there, and it's one bounce. Two bounces make that over the rope. He's come down, and these two batsmen, they've said, we're not going to sit and let the ball swing. We're coming down. He went for the width, and he's just lifted it. Class, as you mentioned, for Obis Pinar.
Smart stuff there, and using his reach, using every inch of his reach there to get to that, get the meat of the bat on the ball, and just guide it where no fielders were. Yeah. Great shot.
They've kept no fielders deep on the offside apart from a third man, so they're going to make them pay, especially if they decide to be that wide. And Obis Pinar says thank you very much. The kids here in the crowd, they're loving it. They're loving the stuff that they're seeing from Obis Pinar.
Two very dangerous batters in right now for the Raptors. These are probably the two guys at this point you want in the middle.
Absolutely experience. They know what to do. They can play all the shots. Try to go cut it. They decide not to go off for that single. Remember last over of Karimullah, they struggled with deciding if that one was a single or not. Nearly got run out. This time they decided to just stay home. Getting that 4 to start the over kind of eases everything up. You're not under a lot of pressure. Obis in the last over started out with 2 wickets falling in the first, just 3 runs. So the pressure eased now with that boundary.
Yeah, you score a boundary early in the over. The bowlers got to rebuild a little bit from there. At least he feels like he does.
Still a slip-in play for Karimullah. The ball angling back in.
Let's talk about this ground. Is absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Every time it airs, everybody gets to see how pretty it is. We have a lot of people here. It's beautiful, wonderful temperature right now for the 1st of July. And, hopefully we'll get more USA games here when the improvements are made to the facility. Because as things are right now, we see Obis Pinar swing and miss there and get beat by the bowler. But as things are now, it's only eligible to host T20Is, and USA has only hosted 2 T20Is on American soil, and those were in December against Ireland. So unless this ground is improved for ODI standard, we're not going to get any international matches here. That's just the bottom line, and Major League Cricket has a deal in place with the town of Morrisville to make that happen, to bring some seating here, to bring some locker rooms and changing rooms for the players, and we hope to get some soon.
Again, movement from Pinar. He's worked that one straight back down the ground for 1. And again, like you said, that deal that Major League Cricket has to allow this facility to become an ODI status ground is a huge step up. And I was down in Musa Stadium. The facilities they had there were great. They had a broadcast booth. They had changing rooms, dressing rooms with baths and showers, bathrooms.
Got to hand it to them.
It was phenomenal what Saki Muhammad did down there at Musa Stadium. And again, they were absolutely phenomenal down there. And Church Street Park, I love Church Street Park, and if those improvements can be made, we're going to see a lot of international matches here. As we see Lahiru taking on, comes down, it's going to be a wide delivery. The extras again, Nate. We talked about it, 6 already, that's number 7
now. Yeah.
23 runs on the board. This is something you got to look for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and I said a minute ago that Morrisville wasn't going to feel good about those extras because they were basically the only runs they were getting, but at this point, you love them, because you're scoring with the bat too. So this just multiplies the problem for New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
And it takes that pressure away. Your boundary scored, you create a duck ball, create a single, and just give one away. This one definitely pitching outside the leg stump. There's no doubt about it. He's standing on the leg stump. It swings back in, and you can see him having a little smile and a laugh. Lahiru's pointing. He's pointing, calling a shot. I'm going to send you over mid-wicket, sir. But again, definitely pitching outside the leg stump there. Again, you got to love the appeal. You got to give it to him. You got to sell it. You got to sell it.
Yeah, but it looked like Lahiru was giving Walid a lesson in LBW rulings. There, didn't check off all the boxes. There's an order that things have to happen in, and it didn't even check off the first one.
Yeah, you can send that one upstairs. It's getting rejected in 5 seconds. This one full straight, and it's just worked down the ground for a quick single. And that is going to do it for over number 4. And at the end of 4 overs, the Morrisville Raptors, they're 25 for the loss of 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Yep. Welcome back to Church Street Park, and we have a new bowler being brought on. It's the man who's bowled in the PSL, Nate Asif. He's coming into Lahiru Malanta. Nate, you were just gushing over him when we had a conversation earlier. Tell me about him.
Well, he definitely brings a little bit of pace, brings a lot of bounce. Of course, with his height, he can hit the deck pretty well. Put it back at your ribs, make it uncomfortable for the batters. The luxury here for the Cavaliers is to save him for the 5th over. So let's see what happens. Let's see how Lahiru handles this.
Well, he's gone back of a length straight away. This is interesting, though. If I'm the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, I like the aggressiveness of having a slip. I'm just not sure he's necessary. If you see Lahiru coming down, if you're going to bowl into the ribs or bowl back of a length, I would rather have a short third. Because if it pops up and now you have the opportunity to get that catch at third man. Here, if it's that slip, if he's not driving forward or if you're not going to square him up the swing, I think the first slip is not the best position.
Yeah, well, it also puts the thought in the batsman's head. They got to slip. It puts a little thought in their minds.
Which is always fair, but it doesn't seem to be weighing on Lahiru's mind. Again, sure.
I think that looked like it got a little. Did it get a little bit of an inside edge?
Well, it's definitely gone through him, and it's given his runs by the umpire. So yes, there was a little bit of glove or inside edge on it. Evades that leg stump, and he's gone away for 4. And this is what I'm talking about. Instead of that slip, I'd rather have a short third or maybe a fine leg, a short fine, because of the fact that he's going to bowl back of a length. I don't think the slip really comes into play. Well, maybe that's something to look at.
Not when you're bowling it there. And I got to say, I'm pretty happy. I was thinking I might have to get a stronger prescription for my glasses, but I saw that inside edge, man. I felt like I saw that happen, so I can save myself a couple $100, I think.
Hey, a couple $100 saved is a couple $100 earned. As you see the Somerset Cavaliers fielders out there, just hanging out. This time, fullish delivery, went for the Yorker, just ended up being kind of a waist height full toss, wasn't able to get real bad on it, and just works it through the leg side, gets a single.
Waving around to all of our friends, it's great. I love being here. This is one place I always want to be.
Yeah, Church Street Park, I live a mile down the road, and I think my parents did the best job in 2009 picking the premier location so that I could walk to Church Street Park. I've been here for, man, that's a longer time than I want to say, because now it makes me feel a little bit older than I want to be.
3 years before the ground was even started, I believe it. I think they started planning it in 2012.
I think you hit the bun with that one, Nate, and again, just to see the way it's grown has been impressive. Now we have Obis Pinar on strike. And the pull shot there, he's just evaded the fielder inside the circle, and he's gotten away for 4. Again, we know he wants to bowl back of a length. That's why I'm saying the slip maybe not the best idea, but a very skillful shot from Obis.
Keeping that in front of the square fielder, that was excellent stuff there by Obis, not following through completely with the shot, which would have taken it possibly into the fielder's hands. Good work there.
And you can see Asif, he's saying, man, very impressive. He just kind of flicked it. Didn't really try to overhit it, just placed it. And
knew it would
run. Talent on Obis Pinar.
The ground is graded, so it's going to slope down a little bit. Balls run really well here. It's one of the things people love about this ground. Even when the wicket is a little bit slow, if you know how to play, if you know how to take real cricket shots, that's the big advantage of playing here on this ground. A lot of guys are used to playing on Astro. Less and less these days, but
this time just a little tap out onto the offside in the circle, and they're able to sneak by for a single that was a little bit fuller. But again, doing a good job, the Raptors here. Kind of what Meet Shah and we saw Pranav Rao do, just working into gaps, hitting the boundaries a little bit more often, but they're doing a great job just not letting the wickets fall. They're consolidating well and keeping the runs flowing.
Yeah, and the sun is starting to go down a little bit. We're getting a little bit of darker skies, which means the lights are going to play a bigger role, and this park has a whole nother
feeling when it's under the lights. It's a wonderful feeling. It's like Field of Dreams.
Nothing better when the lights are on, as this one is jammed onto the pads. Not a lot of room for Lihiru to work with, but that is going to do it for the first 5 overs. After 5, the Morrisville Raptors, they're 35 for the loss of 2. A change in bowling here. It's going to be introduction of spin. It's going to be Chandrapal Hemraj, who opened the bowling for the Somerset Cavaliers last week, now being saved for the last over of the power play, bowling into Obis Pinar, the left-arm orthodox spinner.
Slap that one down. That's a dot ball. So those watching here who aren't used to cricket, hopefully you got the idea by now that you don't have to run when you hit the ball in cricket. You run when you want to score.
And Obis Pinar wants to score. He's gone down the ground. Chandrapal does a very good job following him around. Again, you could see that movement very, very early. It's just going to end up being 1 for the Raptors.
Yeah, Chandrapal, a very good cricketer, very good bowler, very good batter, a star player for this team, both sides of the ball.
Yeah, a lot of people come out to watch Chandrapal Hemraj. I got a couple of questions from a couple of different people asking about Hemraj and what his status with the team is he playing, and what's going to be the deal. And everyone wants to watch Chandrapal Hemraj play.
Yeah, Guyanese cricketer. Lot of big Guyanese population up there in New York. I'm going to give a shout out to Dave Jaggernath. And we have a very famous one who lives here in Alvin Kalicharan, who played for the West Indies.
Oh, and that's a shot Kalicharan would be proud of. Left-handers raise up. That's 6 runs there from Lihiru Malanta. Aggressive. The ball sat up for him, and he just smacked it away over the offside. 6 for Lihiru Malanta.
This is what we need from these two. We need them to stay and take advantage of the opportunity to score boundaries when they see a ball that's sitting there for them to smash.
Absolutely. That one sent onto the parking lot. No one's cars were damaged. Don't worry.
Right.
It is something that's happened. It's not out of the ordinary, but that one didn't get anybody. Let's see how Hemraj responds. Usually he's going to get very full, going to probably cramp you for room. That time he just was short, he was wide, and Lihiru wasn't going to miss out. Try to go full, try to cramp him for room. It's just going to be 1 out to long on for Lihiru, but again, smart cricket. You hit a 6, you get off strike.
Get off strike, yep. If the ball's there for a single, you hit a single. If the ball's there for 6, you hit 6. That's what you got to do at this point in the game. Later on, maybe force things, get creative. You see videos of Joe Root practicing 4 shots on the same single ball. But this isn't the time to get too crazy with that sort of thing. You take what's there, as long as something's there.
And something there for the batsmen. They're going to push for 2. This is good running from the Morrisville Raptors. It was just tucked into the leg side in front of mid-wicket. There was no fielder there. There was one in the deep, and they pushed early, and they were able to get away for 2 runs, putting pressure back on the Cavaliers, saying, look, we're scoring. You got to take our wickets a different way.
Yeah. And there's times when a batting pair will talk to each other, decide that, hey, I'm going to take this bowler on, and that'll encourage them to run for those 2.
Went for the big slog sweep. It's something he tries to entice Hemraj. This time it was hitting him outside the line. Another LBW decision is going to be in the favor of the Raptors. And after 6 overs, the Raptors are 45 for the loss of 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
टाइम दे रहा हूँ मैं। ये क्या बात हुई यार?
So we are back here at Church Street Park. It is Umaid Ansif coming back in on Asif, for the next over. You showed me the little worm that we have here, Nate. What's the worm telling you right now?
Worm's telling me that Morrisville has definitely recovered to a point where they should be happy and just steady the ship for now. You know, like I said before, you hit what's there to hit.
Yeah, they're ahead of the required run rate at the moment, ahead of what the Somerset Cavaliers were at this point, and it's because of this man in the screen. There was some jump. We talked about the pace and the nip that he gets, the bounce that he gets.
That was
saw that one.
Bit of an ugly check swing there. That's what I do. You know, it's easy to edge the ball when you do that. You know, it's really easy. But hey, he didn't touch it. No harm done. You gotta let your eyes be your brakes sometimes.
Yeah, you can see anything that's been short. You haven't seen Lahidu try to put away. You've seen him more just try to run down and things like that. And that time again, just checks it at the last second. Didn't get the edge. But Umaid Asif, he's going to keep coming in, storming in. Again short, this time down the leg side. Going to be deemed wide by the umpire. The extras again, Nate, taking the pressure away from the Morrisville Raptors.
Can't really afford them anymore at this point in the game. Not with these two out there. You're not putting any pressure on them when you give them that type of a ball.
Again, don't be surprised to see Lahidu come down or maybe even step a little bit further back. If he's going to continue to bowl short, you might see him just wait a little bit, try to get it around the corner, around fine leg. We see a lot of lefties play that pull shot very fine. Just something because you play a lot of right-handed bowlers, you're just able to tuck it around the corner.
And we didn't see Asif last week for New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Last week their wild card was Nathan Stewart, who took 6 wickets himself. So clearly they want a top level bowler in this team, top level quick bowler in this team at that wild card position.
Absolutely, and the loss of Nathan Stewart is big, right? Obviously, what he does with both bat and ball is something you're going to miss. And again, 6 wickets in opening weekend, and to not have him available for this weekend is always going to be tough. But to be able to replace him with talent like this is always the big deal.
Right.
And it allows you to kind of keep those options available. If you lose him, you get a lower quality player. Now you're like, okay, do we really want to try him? Do we just save him?
But if you're going to lose Nathan Stewart, you may as well go ahead and get Umaid Asif.
Not a bad trade-off indeed. This one is slower, it's fuller, and there's no fielder out there. It's going to be 4 runs. He tried to entice him with a slower ball. He just missed his length that time, Asif, and it's going to be 4 more for Lahidu. Lahidu, he's putting on a show right now under the lights.
Definitely what the doctor ordered here at Church Street Park. And if anybody's watching this for the first time or just wants to reach out and ask a question, you can find me on Twitter. My handle is CrickFanUSA, so @ CrickFanUSA, and just send me a message there, or tag me, and I'll reply to you if I see it.
Nate, the man involved in everything USA Cricket, and Lahidu, the man involved in everything run scoring. Just going to be 1 this time. Again, did well to get onto it quickly. Again, you can also tag Minor League Cricket. You can follow the Minor League Cricket networks at all their social medias. The YouTube is MLC Network. The Twitter at MILC Cricket, MIL Cricket, if you want to say it like that. Facebook is at MILC USA, and Instagram is the same at MILC USA. You can also tag me on Twitter. Mine not as straightforward as maybe Nate Hayes's. At AP Sports News _ again, at AP Sports News _ A lot of great resources to learn about the game and get more insight about what's going on through minor league cricket. Right now we have Ovis Pernar on strike. And he will stay on strike for the next delivery. A little bit of confusion. And they end up saying dot balls all around. We had them maybe wanting a quick single, an overthrow. They said maybe, then they said no. They elect to say no in the end.
There's always action in cricket. Every ball there's action. There's a few dot balls here and there, but it's almost like every other ball. There's something exciting happening. If you're new to cricket, you want to watch an explainer online. The best that I've seen is John Boy Media explaining cricket for baseball fans. Look that one up on YouTube. You can't beat it. It's amazing stuff. He's done great stuff to bring attention to cricket in the USA to non-traditional cricket fans.
Absolutely. He's got now a big room in his new New York office to where he can watch all the cricket he would like to, as he said in his video announcing that Studio Love John Boy and everything he does over there. And that's going to be given a no ball by the umpire. I think he's bowled one too many. Oh, no, he's said wide instead, not a no ball. So maybe the first one was not the one for the over. This one going over the head, it is a wide. That is the rule. Over the head, a wide. If it's a second one, however, then that would be deemed a no ball. This was deemed to be the first one that was around head height. So, and you can see the umpire signaling one for the over. So just the wide ball, not a no ball for the Raptors.
Great breakdown there.
I'm learning from John Boy. You know, I got to get hired.
So here we go. We've got Umaid Asif, PSL bowler, racing in against Obus Pinar. Obus's full name is Jacobus Pinar. Well, that's his. I think that's his full name. I think it's Abraham Jacobus Pinar.
Well, whatever his name is, he gets a single. That's all that we need to know.
He goes by Obus.
He goes by Obus, and the Morrisville Raptors at the end of 7 overs, they'll go back with 53 for the loss of 2. Chanderbal Hemraj comes back into the attack. He was bowling to Obus Pinar, gets a single out there here at the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. Again, none of the cricket that you're seeing would be possible without our sponsors, our title sponsor, Toyota, our presenting sponsor, Sunoco, and our official sponsor, DAFA News. All three tremendous partners of our amazing game here. Cricket for minor league cricket. And the Morrisville Raptors, they're in cruise control at the moment. Can Hemraj break it? Nearly did it there. Came down the track looking for the big heave. Lahiru not really needed. Inside edge, evades all 3 stumps, finds fine leg. But Hemraj nearly delivered the blow that was needed.
It is 79 degrees, let me say, at Church Street Park. This is remarkable for July.
And Lahiru has just worked this one through the leg side for a quick single. Little tangle between Obus and Hemraj. Obviously nothing intentional, so they're able to get away with that for a single. Make it 55 for the total. And again, you said it during the break, great recovery from the Raptors. They've done so well to come back into the match and allow themselves this opportunity to be at this stage where they seem ahead. And that one, Obus didn't really know what he wanted to do, and it ends up being a single nonetheless, an inside edge that runs away. Hemraj nearly delivers 3 strikes.
Yeah, sometimes lucky is better than good. In this case, we got both going on out there right now. When they're not good, they're lucky, and when they're good, they don't need it.
Well, here we go. Hemraj trying to deliver that wicket again, comes down, another outside edge, and another one that won't do anything to affect the wicket's columns. And Obus is kind of saying what's going on.
Good bowling.
And you can see Lahiru with the smile saying it's dipping on me.
Dipping, it was a good ball, great ball. He almost yorked himself on that one.
Again comes down, this one just worked through the leg side, more conventional shot. They should pick up 2, they will pick up 2. And again, an over that's kind of been going a little up and down for the Raptors with all these opportunities.
Yeah.
It ends in a pretty safe way to end it. 58 runs on the board after 8, 2 wickets down. Welcome back here to Church Street Park. The Morrisville Raptors, they're 58 for the loss of 2 after 8. They need 75 runs in 12 overs with 8 wickets remaining in hand. The required run rate just a little bit over 6. And Damian Jacobs being brought in. He took a fifer here at Church Street Park, and they're going to need him to do something spectacular today.
Yes, ooh, well played there. Paddled it behind square for 4. Great shot. Damian Jacobs has performed very well at this ground last year with his previous team, the Titans, the Empire State Titans, and it was a big acquisition here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. He led the Atlantic Conference, he led the Atlantic Conference in wickets last year. Turns the ball pretty square, doesn't get a ton of bounce. He's a big ripper of the ball.
Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. And again, that's why he's been brought on at this stage. They know they need a spark. They need someone to flip that switch. And Damian Jacobs, if he gets a wicket here, gets 2, you're back in it. And there it is. He's lighting up the stumps. The big slog sweep comes out from Obis Pinar. He went to go for the big one. And all 3 stumps light up. Hits middle stump, and that's what we're talking about. There's a spark. You can see the fire on Damian Jacobs. He knows what he's just done. Has this turned the tide back for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers?
Yeah, I think it has, considering who just got out. I think this has created a little bit of a mountain now for Morrisville. I don't want to, not trying to say Morrisville's going to panic here, but that is a batter they would have wanted to see last the rest of the innings, or as long as he possibly could have. That was a little bit of a risky, definitely a lot of bit of a risky shot. That's not the type of way you want to play Damian Jacobs at this point in the innings. There's no reason to try something like that right now.
Yeah, and you can see what he was attempting to do. He was trying to get it over the top there, but we saw him sweep first ball, and I thought maybe there's the LBW, but it didn't pitch, so he's able to get away with it, gets it for 4.
Right.
This time, it pitched, allowed it to swing. There was a big gap between bat and pad.
Right.
And now you're going to bring Sanjay Stanley, the youngster, in the middle. And I like the move to send Sanjay Stanley in. Went a little bit lower down the order last week, but he's someone who just kind of takes it around, not going to do anything
That's
crazy.
That's what you want right now. And yeah, I think Obis was a little bit of a victim of, sometimes you play, they say play the ball, not the bowler. Sometimes I think he played the previous ball, not the bowler. And I think you need to take into account sometimes that the bowler is a little bit better quality than that bad ball you just saw.
Yeah, and you can see the slip being brought in place for Sanjay Stanley. Damian Jacobs took 5 here. It's turf. It's what he likes. It's what he's grown up on.
Sure.
Not playing on the Astro.
Loves playing here, too.
Exactly.
Absolutely loves this ground. Raves about it.
So can he pick up another couple wickets? A chance of that one there is just over the top, a leading edge.
Oh,
he's going to be upset. I think he feels maybe Lehidu got in his way. I don't think Lehidu affected the path, didn't change his direction.
Didn't look like it too much.
But nearly wicket number 2 for Damian Jacobs and wicket number 4 for the Morrisville Raptors. And you can see Sanjay and Lehidu having a word. Lehidu saying, it's okay, young buck. Just you're fine. Bat, you have a lot of shots. Just stay in. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I posted a video of myself getting bowled in the nets. Damian Jacobs had a little bit too much of a laugh about it, I think. So I'd like to see him get pumped here just one time.
Well, there's what you're looking for, but has he picked out the fielder? He spilled it. He spilled it. He picked out the fielder. Not the greatest of deliveries. It rushed onto Lehidu a little bit more. It spun away from him as well, and he picked out the man at deep mid-wicket. Jacobs not happy. You can see him look into the sky with disgust, yells out, saying, we need that wicket. That was it. We break the partnership, get 2 new men in the middle.
Oh, my gosh.
But instead, Lehidu gets put down and has been given a life here on 32. Remember, 32 off 26, Lehidu Malanta given a life. This time work through the leg side. It's just going to be a more conventional single, maybe 2. They are going to push for 2, and they are going to get it quite easily. And again, Damian Jacobs, he's a very animated character, isn't he? You can see the hands on the hips. He's frustrated. Felt he should have had a wicket on the ball previous.
Very passionate. Yeah.
And now he's felt the fielder has let him down, and that's going to do it. 9 overs gone, 66 for the loss of 3.
Yeah.
Welcome back. John the Brawl hemorrhage continues to Lahiru. Lahiru this time stays in his crease, works it through the leg side. They're going to push for two and get it quite easily in the end. Sanjay has fresh legs and young legs as well.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Damian Jacobs' passion at the end of the last over. It's a good thing that the commercial cut when it did, because any of us could have read his lips. Both of us did.
Well, he's a very animated character. He's going to express his emotions, and he's going to express his disgust when he feels it is warranted. And he felt it was warranted, and he's definitely doing so. Lahiru comes down, but doesn't play anything sloggy, just looking to work it away. Gets a single, and Sanjay Stanley now on strike to the left arm orthodox John the Brawl hemorrhage.
Nothing sloggy now. We don't need anything sloggy. We just need them to, dink it around, like you said. I like that. Sloggy. I like that.
I think I might have invented a word. I don't think anyone's
It's going on a T-shirt now.
Someone put it on a shirt, send it to me. We'll get it printed, and I'll wear that to the next game if you send that one to me.
There you go.
So.
One of us can wear sloggy, and then the other one goes nothing sloggy.
One of us wears nothing, the other one wears sloggy, and we get a picture like that. Sanjay Stanley, nothing sloggy indeed, just looking to play it through covers, but a great job in the field. We saw the Raptors on plenty of occasions put great effort in the field. Somerset Cavaliers following suit.
Yeah, 64 runs needed to win, 10 overs to do it in, and some change.
This one worked through the leg side. They were thinking about two for a little bit, just elects to go with one. Didn't want to test the arm of Richard Allen. Again, Lahiru has played hemorrhage well, so I think they're going to want to keep Lahiru on strike. Again, you're just over a run of ball at the moment. 63 needed in 62. 7 wickets in hand. Still bats to come. You talk about Vidnot Swami, so Dane Pete is still there. And we have games going all across the country, and we'll get to that game right after this delivery here. As it's another inside edge. That's evaded stumps. It seems like it's evading everybody. It's just going to be two. But hemorrhage, that's the third time against Lahiru he's evoked an edge, and nothing has happened.
Well, it's a good thing we're not reading his lips too. He had some bad luck today. He's bowled very, very well, I think, and definitely going for more runs than he should. And I don't even think he's gone for that many at all.
Yeah, it's the dipping that's undoing him at the moment. He's bowled 2.5 overs, and he's given up 21 runs, a lot of them off of edges. There's your conventional cricketing shot, and there's it going 4-1. And that's going to do it. 10 overs gone, 73 for the loss of 3.
We'll talk about this one. Look at the Houston.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Oh, yeah. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, the lights are on here at Church Street Park, and the stars are shining bright elsewhere as well as Damian Jacobs comes back. Tell me what's going on in the matches elsewhere in minor league cricket, Nate.
Well, the Blasters are currently getting blasted. They were all out for 130, and Houston right now 110 for 4 after in the middle of the 15th over. Ashley Nurse in the middle, so that could potentially end very quickly. And we'll talk about the other game in just a second.
Damian Jacobs wants to see the end of Lahiru very quickly. Just going to be 1 run there.
Yeah, one thing about Damian that we see on this pitch is his ball can stay really low. He puts a lot of revs on it, and bowls it in such a way that it'll go right under the batter. And that's dangerous when he puts it on the stumps. That's extra dangerous when he puts it on the stumps.
And he gets it a dip quite quickly as well because of the revs that he's able to put in. I think that's what undid Obis Pinar with the big slog. I think it just dipped on him a little bit quickly and got onto his stumps quicker than he was expecting it to. That's something you got to be careful of, especially if you're Sanjay Stanley, new to the crease. This one pitched up, plays it through covers, gets it through covers. Looks like it's just going to be 1. They're pushing 2. Lahiru sends the young man back. Just 1, and again, that's all you need. You're going at a run of ball at the moment.
Right.
That's all that's required.
And Lahiru, as good as he is against spin, definitely wants to keep the strike. There's no reason to rush into 2 runs right there. Lahiru is the guy that needs to be on strike in this partnership against this bowler.
And it's the calmness, the experience of Lahiru, just saying we don't need anything fancy, just 1, 2. Well, there's something fancy. Tried it, came down the track, sliced it, didn't get all of it. If he had, might have picked out the fielder, so maybe lucked out on that one. Maybe slips out of his hands as well. Looks like he's calling for some gloves.
Yeah, it looks like he wants some new gloves. That is the trick. You do something like that, you mishit it a little bit, you got to blame the equipment. It's the way to do it. Even the pros do it.
Well, he's been out there for a long time. He's sweating. It's humid out here in Morrisville. So understandable as there's an inside edge that leads to a single. Again, Damian Jacobs making things difficult for Morrisville, making them think, but Morrisville only needing a run of ball. They're just happy to let these things dink along.
Absolutely. And let's talk about Michigan Cricket Stars. They did put up that 214 in their innings. Lone Star Athletics 150 for 6th in the 18th over. It looks like Michigan has a big edge in this right now. 6 wickets down for Lone Star. 7 wickets down now for Lone Star, actually. I just did see another wicket fall.
And this time it could have been a wicket, but it ends up being 2. Lahiru again cutting, again finding an outside edge, and again finding a gap in the field. It seems to be Lahiru's day at the moment. Nothing's finding the fielders. It was cut off by the man at third man. They're able to get 2, but again, now you're under a run of ball if you're the Morrisville Raptors.
This is what you want if you're the Raptors. This is what you want from Lahiru at the top of the order. You want this from him early in the season.
This time comes down and he's gone. 1 too many for Lahiru, and Damian Jacobs, he's off to the races. Imran Tahir would be proud. Not as quick as him, but you can see he's excited. He's exuberant about it. He's pumped up because that is the opener gone and the pressure back on the Morrisville Raptors because you're going to get a new man in the middle alongside Sanjay Stanley. The 4th wicket goes for the Morrisville Raptors.
Well, you can tell who the crowd's cheering for. Damian ran out there. He's playing heel. He should join the WWE after this. He ran out there, gave a little fist pump. Nobody made a sound because everybody here is cheering for the Raptors, but you got to love the heel move there by Damian Jacobs if you're a fan of cricket, if you're a fan of entertainment.
Well, he's taking notes from Ali Khan. I was down there in Houston when USA played Nepal, and anytime the USA took a wicket, he was over there doing a little bit of a dance over at the Nepal crowd.
Loved it.
And he's a definite showman, and Damian Jacobs, a showman of his own. But now the Morrisville Raptors, they're back to a run of ball. They got 2 new men in the middle, and they've got to consolidate, rebuild an innings, and keep the runs flowing at this stage. Things are heating up under the lights at Church Street Park. Welcome back to Church Street Park as we head into the second half of the match. The new man in the middle is going to be Vinod Kumar, but there's a 4. Welcome. Ease of the pressure that was just building. The Cavaliers always seem to let it go whenever they have it. This one straying down the leg side. Sweep was on, and sweep was taken from Sanjay Stanley, and he is going to have to lead from the front. Now 50 needed in 53. This time outside the off stump and a dot ball there, but again, that boundary just takes so much out of that dot ball. Now you're on the back foot if you're the Cavaliers. You're fighting back.
And you know you're going to get some great balls from Hamraj here. You know he's going to bowl well, so you got to take advantage of it when he doesn't.
This time it was a little bit of a full toss, worked away. Exactly what the Raptors need, just to see.
Right, and then when you have a full toss like that, your ball's dipping really well, and you bowl a full toss like that, that dip is in the batter's mind. He knows that ball's dipping, so that ankle-high full toss is still dangerous.
And that's what Sanjay has been sent in for, ahead of maybe a Vinod, who is a little bit more aggressive, was going to play some of those bigger shots. Sanjay, very technical, is just going to sit and play straight bat shots. That's all they needed, and that's why I think that tactical change was brought into play. But Vinod's also someone who can just stick in and grind out an innings.
He did that a few times last year, playing for the Atlanta Paramveers, who are no longer a team. But last week he came in a in a hitting role, and he put a target on the board that took Florida all the way to the last over to chase.
There's a shot there. He's plucked that one through point. Is he going to clear the field or no? The sweeper cover gets there. They're going to get back for 2, though. Again, 2 after a double, keeping themselves less than run a ball. 49 needed from 50 now.
47 from 50.
Excuse me, 47.
47 from 49. I'm sorry.
Nate Hayes is just that quick, guys. He just knows what's going on.
I'm watching the scoreboard.
And again, Vinod is just that quick to pick up on the situation. We just need singles, and it's smart batting now from Vinod and Sanjay. And there you go. That's going to do it for the 12th over. 87 runs, 4 wickets, 46 needed in 48 deliveries.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
That one.
So welcome back to Church Street Park here in the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. The crowd is heating up here, the game is heating up, and the lights are on, and Damian Jacobs is back. And he's on the money right away, slip in place. Vinod, the new man, he's facing. They're going to try to eat up these dot balls, put pressure back on the Morrisville Raptors.
Right, absolutely. And Damian Jacobs here, only with 2 overs so far.
Comes down the track, this time much more in control, and is able to push it away for 1. So now Sanjay Stanley back. The 2 balls we've seen Damian Jacobs bowl to Sanjay have been outside the off stump, allowing him to play that cover drive. Wonder if we're going to see one pitch there, but a googly to get back that outside edge, or inside edge rather.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
This one pitched back, daring him to cut. Very nearly found some kind of an edge there. Just stayed a touch lower than Sanjay was expecting for, and it ripped through.
That's the MO right there for Damian. He does stay lower than people think he will. Just overspins the ball so much.
And this time it's easy, tucked around the legs. Going to be single, maybe 2. No, they're going to settle for 1. Again, it's a run a ball at the moment. 45 from 45. It's anyone's game at the moment, Nick.
Yes. Spinning it square, it's keeping low. He's a dangerous bowler. He takes wickets all the time. Every game it seems to take wickets.
Oh, big appeals. I think maybe pitching outside leg, and you can see him smiling as well.
He must have agreed.
He was up quick, and then he was down quick as well. The keeper same way, first slip same way. I think we would have seen a lot more aggression had he known that it was out. Ken pitched up. This one hit straight back. Is there a fielder out there? Yes, he's picked the man out in the deep. No mistake made from the PSL player, Umayyad Asif. He makes it look easy, and Damian Jacobs, the 3rd wicket. He's taken 5 here at Church Street before. He's 2 away from that, but more importantly, it's a dot ball. It's a new man going to have to come out, and the Morrisville Raptors, after building such a solid foundation, they're falling apart.
Everybody's coming down the wicket on Damian, trying to get to the pitch of the ball, trying to get to it before it turns too much, and it's costing them greatly.
And at the end of 13...
Let's go, come on! Let's go, Jesse, let's go! Let's go, baby, let's go!
Welcome back to Church Street Park. That's 13 overs gone, 89 runs on the board. That means 44 is required in 42. The required run rate is right above 6 now, and we're going to see a new man in the middle. That is going to be Colin Archibald, the left arm seamer. He's being brought in to bat. He's got long levers as well, and he's going to be facing a medium pacer. The first sense of pace being brought back is going to be Karim Ullah, bowling to the left-hander. What can you tell me about Colin Archibald?
Well, he's an aggressive batter. He's the type of guy you probably want him to come in the 16th over instead of the 14th, the 16th, 17th over instead of the 14th, but he's certainly capable. And let's see, we just talked, we probably want to see Sanjay Stanley taking more of the batting against the spinners in these next few overs, and Colin kind of having his way with the fast bowlers. That's kind of how I would do it if I were the two of them in the middle.
Yeah, again, you want to make sure you keep rotating it around, but I just feel that Damian Jacobs may have something in store for Colin Archibald, who is a little bit naturally aggressive, is going to want to play his shots against Damian Jacobs on this wicket. Is going to be tough. Again, you can see all the fans around.
Right.
As you see Karimullah come in to Colin Archibald. Ball one, and it's just tucked around his legs. A single easily done. So smart batting here from Colin. Not trying to do too much.
No, just get off strike. Get off the mark. Sanjay's been in there a little while. Let him put some faith in him, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Sanjay Stanley, he's a quality bat here. He's played a long time in the area. He's played a long time at Church Street Park. He knows the wicket, and he's someone who is very comfortable just sitting in and just digging out and extracting an innings. And this is the kind of innings built for him, not power-hitting innings, more of an anchor, keep ones and twos pushing. We'll see what Sanjay's able to do. Again, Karimullah running in. It's an outside edge. It's just going to be away from the man at short third. Is going to run away for four. Maybe not the most in control. He definitely wanted it to be in that region. Found an outside edge.
Good work.
It's going to be four.
Good work, I say.
Good work indeed. The Morrisville Raptors, they gain a pleasant boundary to put them below 6 and over. 39 needed from 40 now. After that boundary takes them to 94. And again, Karimullah is someone who gives you some width. He's going to go back of a length oftentimes. So he's someone you can play. If you can play with soft hands and play it fine, third man is a scoring option if there's a short third.
Here we go.
Again, what does Karimullah back up with? Full onto the pads is something we've seen him do. Again, it's just going to be interesting to see how he backs up that delivery. He likes to keep it coming in with the angle, so he starts it quite wide. Can he start it straighter, and can he keep it on stumps, not giving Sanjay Stanley the freedom to just place it around, make him actually have to really force it away?
Right, yeah. Singles are great right now if you're Morrisville. Just think right now, this over, you just want to keep keep changing strike.
And that one was a slower one. You can see Sanjay Stanley signaling it to the man at the non-strikers. Waited for quite a while, actually, and it was full arrows outside the off stump. Didn't try to do too much with it, but that means now 39 required from 39. Again, pressure involved here at Church Street Park on both sides. Lights are out, and everyone's shining. That's a full toss. He's worked that one through the covers. It was a slower ball as well. Did he have enough mustard on it? No, it's just going to die. He's done well to keep it to 2. They could push for 3, should, and they elect not to. It's going to be Sanjay Stanley on strike. Just 2 runs off of that one. Maybe 3 was on offer, Nate.
Yeah, I think it was there, especially looking at that side of the field. I noticed that the fielders over there were a little slow throwing the ball in earlier, so I might have tried to have 3 in mind once I knew it was going to split them kind of equidistant.
Nonetheless, you can't change it. Again, history, hindsight is 20/20, but it's right now. It's just one closer to the body. They've worked one, and they're going to get one quite easily. This is just smart batting from Sanjay Stanley. He's taken on responsibility, not doing too much, tucking it around, getting singles, all you need.
A lot of experience from Sanjay. We talked about that. We talked about he plays a lot, but what we didn't mention was he was on the USA U19 team. He was the vice captain of the team. He's a lot of people respect him around the country. He's got a lot of people cheering for him, hoping that he has a good season this year. So it's good to see him getting chances already in the first 2 games.
Yeah, last year was unfortunate. Dealt with injuries all throughout the year. Really never got it going. This year he's been giving some responsibilities, been given that middle order job and say, you're going to be the guy to stick in there, anchor our innings when we need you to. That's why he was sent up the order, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to look to finish the job and not let anyone else come out to bat for him. But now it's Archibald on strike. Again, full straight on the legs, worked around the corner. They're going to push 2. They are going to do 2. Will Archibald get back in time? It's going to be close. I think the bat was down. What it looked like from my angle.
Yeah, they're saying he's in. They're saying he was in. No signal from the umpire. Anything now would be outrageous.
From my angle, it looked like he had got the bat down. The keeper was well away, and I think he's made the right decision there. Again, it was close, it was tight. The benefit of the doubt should go to the bat.
Yeah.
From my vantage point, I think he got the bat down and dragged inside.
Closer than it needed to be. A little bit of hesitation there. But that's the end of the over.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Welcome back to Church Street Park as Damian Jacobs is continuing his overs. And is going to be calling Archibald on strike. Sanjay Stanley, he's batted well. He's moving into the 20s now. And again, you can see Sanjay's having a word with Colin, maybe saying, don't need to try anything no sloggy stuff.
No sloggy stuff.
Just dink it around.
Nothing sloggy. No reason to get a little bit sloggy here.
Yeah, you're going to be sick of this term sloggy if you tune into our streams by the end of the weekend.
Well, let's talk about the advantage here with the leg spinner and the left-handed batter.
Yeah, spinning into him, you can hit with the spin, but again, not needed, and that's the thing maybe you're trying to entice if you're Damian Jacobs. Say, hey, I'm looping it up, slog sweep me, you're hitting with the spin, there's no harm.
No,
and that's when you'll take his wicket. I think Sanjay had the word with him, and that's why you saw Colin check the shot, just looking to work it to the leg side for a single.
And I think we're going to see that tight leggy here.
Outside the off stump, Sanjay strong through the covers, a little bit of a misfield, going to allow them to scamper off for 1. Good heads up, running from the 2 in the middle, and Damian Jacobs frustrated that was a single. Thought it should have been a dot ball, probably should have.
Seems like he wants Sanjay to stay at that end. You know, it's a little easier maybe to bowl as a leggy to a righty than a lefty. He definitely seemed like he wanted Sanjay stuck there. I mean, the dot ball, of course, that matters more than anything else, but
this time outside the off stump, cut from Colin Archibald. He's got it through the infield. Not going to have the legs to go all the way. Just going to be 1, but 1s are specks of golden dust. 30 required now in 32. These two have done well to keep the strike rotating, not playing any rash shots.
Most importantly, 2 balls left from Damian Jacobs.
And that's crucial. You got to see out Damian Jacobs. Don't let another wicket fall. He's been the one bowler that's been imposing. Again, work through the leg side. They're going to survive this one. Okay, you have 1 delivery left, Colin. You don't need to do anything fancy. Don't need to play anything big.
See through the over.
30 required from 30. 29 required from 31. That's all that's needed. If you're calling, even a dot ball here is fine. Just don't concede the wicket.
And for those who don't know, bowlers are limited to 4 overs, so that's 24 balls. After that, you can't bowl anymore in the game.
Damian Jacobs' last ball here at Church Street Park for the day. It's pulled away, but it's pulled flat. It's pulled in the gap, and it's going to be, I think, pulled away for 4. I think he's made contact with the rope. That's what the expression tells me. 4 from Colin Archibald. That's how you want to play the last delivery of Damian Jacobs.
Total carnage at the boundary there. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was going off quick. We'll talk about it in the next over. That's the 108 for the loss of 5.
Come on, let's win this. Come on, let's win this, man.
Here we go.
15 overs gone, 5 overs left. We're going to see more of Asif come into bowl. Again, like you said, carnage on the boundary. It was a dive that he put out. It was slow between both of them.
Oh, this is after I said it that cricket's probably safer at the boundary than baseball. We just saw, that looked like a Chuck Norris film out there.
Well, you got to let the bygones be bygones if you're the Somerset Cavaliers. 25 needed from the last 5 overs, 5 wickets in hand. Sanjay Stanley on strike. And a dot ball from Asif. He's smart. He knows what to do. He's going to keep it tight, not going to give you a lot of room to play and swing your arms. Look for Sanjay to maybe tickle one through the leg side now.
Right. Definitely. And, thinking back to last year, Sanjay struggled a bit with the taller, quick bowlers. Obviously, he didn't play a whole lot because of injuries. And Morrisville Raptors are struck with injuries this year, too. But excellent stuff right now so far from Sanjay. Let's see if he keeps it going.
Well, here we go. Asif runs back in again on the body, and he's cleaned him up. Sanjay going for the big drive down the ground. And Asif, he's brought all of his experience from the PCL. You can see he's saying, go away now, I got your wicket. And Sanjay Stanley, after putting in all the hard work, he's got to go. We try to go for the big one. Sanjay goes for 22. More importantly, still 25 runs needed, 28 balls left, and a new man will be facing when he comes in.
And Asif goes with the Iron Man celebration there. He's developed that over the last few years. We've seen that in the PSL. Known for that little celebration of his. So, I feel like I gave him a commentator's curse without even saying a word, Sanjay, because I thought about that corner dry ball from last year. Just as I saw Umaid warming up, I thought about that same. He got out the exact same ball to corner dry, another tall right arm, fast medium bowler, and I didn't want to say it out loud, but I thought it. So that was the Ghostbusters type of thing. I brought it upon him. I brought Zool upon him.
Yeah, again, it's very similar fashion. All 3 of the Zing bales and the stumps lining up. Again, 25 runs needed in 28 deliveries. They're going to send a new man out there in the middle. It'll be interesting to see who they send. It's going to be the skipper, Dane Pete. A lot of experience on him. Has played test matches for South Africa. He's going to need all that experience now alongside Colin Archibald, someone who's played a lot of cricket for the West Indies. Now you're going to need this to happen. Nice. So here we go. It's going to be Dane Pete, the skipper, against Asif. The PSL bowler has gone full, he's gone straight, gone down the legs. It's been worked away. They're just going to settle for one. Again, don't need more than a run of ball. 24 now from 27.
Right. Yeah, and Dane Pete is actually a pretty good T20 batter. He can score pretty quickly. Right now he doesn't need to. He just needs to see it through, just score, run a ball. He's seen this before. He's seen bowlers of this quality before. So that really comes in handy right now. He's put himself in the game to hopefully finish it off with Colin. And we'll see how it goes. Umaid, man, he is a tall, thin guy.
Well, now he's going to be bowling to the tall left arm seamer for the Morrisville Raptors, and he's going to want to come around the wicket. I think he's going to try to jam up Colin Archibald. He likes to go back of a length and maybe try to get into the ribs of Archibald and catch him trying to pull, maybe invoke a top edge, or maybe just goes fully goes wide or full angling onto the stumps. A lot of options for him around the wicket with this angle. He's gone short. He's invoked the top edge. Will the fielder settle underneath it? Settling and makes it look.
Dropped it. He dropped the ball. Oh.
Xavier Marshall, usually with the safest pair of hands out there, was let it settle, and I think it caught him square on the chest. That's why it looked like he caught it straight away, and it's bounced all the way out. How big is this moment in the match?
Huge. Umaid did exactly what you said him on, and X dropped the ball. You can read his lips, too, if you'd like to.
Again, he was settled underneath it. I think he cracked it the whole way, and it just hit him square on the chest. He was underneath it, settled, and it was really unfortunate that catch.
A little too casual, I think. Just a little bit too casual. We saw him make some great catches down in Houston, and that's just very unfortunate for him.
This one just hit straight. They picked up 2. All the commotion, they picked up 2 on the drop catch, which is even bigger.
Yeah. And then that dot ball kind of cancels it a little bit.
Cancels it out just a touch, but again, 22 required from 25. That catch would have changed the whole momentum of the game. You're 7 down. New batsman would be in the middle alongside Dane Pete, who's only played 1 delivery, and you still have Najib Shah to come in and bowl, who's been very tight at the end overs. Been a lot of pressure put back on the Raptors. but instead the Raptors, they gain lives here. A little bit sloppy from Cavaliers all throughout the day. Again short, this time the under edge invoked. This time Xavier Marshall, fake run out. And it's just going to be a dot ball there to finish the over off. And at the end of 16 overs, 111 on the board, 22 required from the last 24.
Guys are nervous! Come on, guys! Let's go, baby!
Welcome back to the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. We're here at Church Street Park where the Morrisville Raptors, they need 22 and 24 against the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. And a skipper v. skipper, Dane Peet, he's on strike. And it's Najaf Shah who's going to come in and bowl, the left-arm captain for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Bowled well to start it off, hit a couple of beautiful Yorkers that were in swinging. Can he do the same against Dane Peet and take the attack to Morrisville?
Well, he's sending the fine leg fielder back.
So this tells me he's going to bowl a little bit fuller.
Something, yeah, putting something in your mind.
I think he's also not trying to have a repeat of what happened with Saitesh and Mukamala last week.
Yeah,
he worked at a fine leg. But this one, short, wide outside the off stump. He didn't like the call, but I think it's the correct one. It's very, very close. Again, Najaf Shah, he's saying no, not a wide. I think it was one.
Another extra there. That's 10 extras from a New Jersey Somerset, and that's a huge difference right now when you're thinking you got 21 needed from 24 balls instead of 31 needed from 24 balls. That's a big difference.
A very big difference indeed. Again, they've just shot themselves in the foot along the boundary, drop, catch, the wides, the no balls, but they can make up for it right here. If Najaf Shah can pick up a wicket or two, changes the match just like that. Again short, again wide, room width on offer. Has he beat the man at point? No, he's just picked him out for one, but that's all you need if you're Morrisville. Just got to keep the singles flowing. Colin Archibald now on strike, probably the man you want to be facing Najaf Shah, lefty to lefty.
Lefty,
the angle doesn't really hurt you as much.
Yeah, definitely, and that was all Dane needed to do. Just run that ball over to the offside. Really nice cricket shot there.
Again, very calm, very cool Dane Peet. You can see him, he hasn't really looked like he's felt any of the pressure of the opening match at Church Street Park. All the runs that are required. Again, 20 from 23. It's not an easy task here against a very potent bowling lineup. But he's just coming, he's been calm, and so is Colin Archibald. Again, this is the advantage of experience. They've played a lot of cricket all over the world. They've been in a lot of situations. It's nothing new for them. It's just another game of cricket.
Definitely, and New Jersey Somerset have seen some tight games already this season. This is just their third game. But they went right down to the last ball against the conference champs last week.
Well, this one, it's up in the air. It's going to clear the infield. It's going to race away, but just to the man out in the deep. They're going to get two for it. You can see he went short. He went into the body. Enough power on the arm of Colin Archibald to get it over the top and safely landing. And again, another big part. 2 runs for the Morrisville Raptors.
Yeah, if I'm the Raptors right now, everything that goes in that region's going. I'm going for 2. Just they're not as quick to the ball, I don't think, as they should be. I'm not trying to be too harsh on people. I'm sitting here on my butt, you know.
Along with that, the ball seems to be dying a little bit more over there. Maybe it's still moist on that side. You can see things slow down opposed to the other side of the ground.
Right.
So definitely something you can look for too. This time full, this time straight. And it's been well kept. This one pitched after the wicket.
Right.
And it ends up being a dot ball, a big dot ball there. And again, well kept. Had he missed that one and 4 runs go off of byes, you're in really the dumps.
Put him in some pads, get him on the ice for the Carolina Hurricanes. That was a good save right there.
Well, they could have needed the goaltending up in Boston, or maybe when Boston came down, or when the New York Islanders came down and really handed it to them at the PNC Arena. No one saw that one coming. But right now, the Morrisville Raptors trying to defend home field. Again, their first match at Church Street Park. They need 18 from 21. Colin Archibald on strike facing Najaf Shah, the skipper, who's going to probably bowl this over. The 19th over will be his as well. Full straight on the legs.
great
He's working
shot.
through the leg side. Should just be one, and they're thinking about two. They're going to get two. Slow to the ball. It was very slow to the ball. I thought it was maybe a poor effort.
He had a long way to go, too. It was two all the way in my mind. Good job running there, good awareness. Those twos, very important at this point. Very big runs right now.
Absolutely big runs here. Every single run is huge for the Morrisville Raptors, and if you're the Somerset Cavaliers, got to find a way to stack dot balls on top of each other. A wicket here is huge, but find a way to get that dot ball. Najaf Shah, he's maneuvering the field around a little bit. He's bowled a little bit all over the place, but to Archibald, he seems to now want to be full and want to be straight and attack the stump, saying, you miss, I hit, and just go into that mode of T20 cricket.
Yeah, I think that's the way he's going to do it. Very aggressive.
Again, full, again, straight, but this one's worked through covers. It's through the gap, and it's going to be for the Morrisville crowd. They're ramping up here. They're cheering. They are loving what they're seeing from Colin Archibald. The fours waving around, and that just makes the game so much easier for the Morrisville Raptors. Now 12 from 19, one ball to go, and this Najaf over, and Colin Archibald's made it a good one.
Excellent stuff. The kids around us are trying not to be too loud, but they're cheering. I can see they're making the hand signals. They can go ahead and cheer. You know, we've got a lot of kids watching the game here at Church Street Park. It's everybody's favorite place to be, under the lights. Beautiful scenes here.
And that's what makes Church Street Park so special, the family atmosphere, the crowd that comes around, especially when the lights are on. There's nothing quite like it in all the USA, but Najaf Shah trying to produce a ball that he hasn't produced all day long. This time goes short. It's up in the air. I don't think he's got quite all of it. Fielder's there. This time no mistake taken, and Colin Archibald, one shot too many. No mistake from the fielder at long off, and Archibald has to go. That's going to end the over. Another wicket on the last ball of the over date, and now 12 required from the last three, and a new man will be there.
बहुत बॉलें पड़ी हैं वही ना खुद में फंसा रहे ये कौन है बच्चा है ये तो चल रहा है पता नहीं बच्चा है अंडर 19 वाला नहीं
Send him over, Aditya. Well, welcome back to Church Street Park here at the site of the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. It's heating up here at Church Street Park. The Morrisville Raptors, they need 12 and 18 balls. The catch is 3 wickets in hand and a new man facing. That new man, Vivek Narayan, the leg spinner that they've brought on. He's a new man in, and he's going to have to face Umaid Asif, the PSL bowler himself. Straight away, not going to be easy to get it going, but you have an over of wiggle room if you're Vivek. Don't want to use all of it, but not a lot of pressure on. What can he do? And first delivery, full straight. He's found the outside edge. It's just going to be one, but that's all you need because now you get the experienced Dane Pete on the strike.
Absolutely, that's exactly what you want. We didn't see Vivek bowl today, so we'll find out what he has, I'm sure, later this weekend. But this is not an easy spot to be in for either team. 12 runs needed, 18 balls, well, 17 balls now, 11 runs needed.
And you're thinking now, if you're New Jersey, you don't really feel you can win this if you have to bowl out all the overs. You have to be attacking with the wickets. You have to make sure you capitalize on every opportunity, because if you give 18 balls, you would have to assume in modern T20 cricket, even with your number, say 5 and 8 batsmen, you still have to assume you're able to get 12 runs from those 18 deliveries, now 11 from 17. You have to be in search of wickets. They've sent back long on. Interesting approach here. Dane Pete hasn't really shown the aggressiveness. Now giving him an easy option to score. Dane Pete looking to stab at one outside the off stump. It just swings away. A little bit of extra bounce from the tall pace bowler. A dot ball there, some pressure on. Maybe the first signs of pressure on Dane Pete that we've really seen all day.
So if you're Morrisville, you've got Umaid with four deliveries left, and then you've got Najaf Shah with 1 over left, and then you have Waleed with an over left. You know, if I'm Morrisville, I'm being very careful right now, maybe looking at scoring against Waleed. Of course, you know, there's not many runs yet to be had,
but that takes the pressure off, I think, even more of Morrisville.
Yeah, absolutely. Waleed hasn't had the greatest of days. He's given some room, and there's runs to be had, but you don't want to save all of these to the last over. Got to make sure you score a little bit at a time, and they're going to say no to a single there. They have a short mid-wicket because that's where they've been milking runs. Smart adjustment from the Somerset Cavaliers, saying you're not going to score through mid-wicket anymore. Go elsewhere.
Yeah, and Waleed actually hasn't been that expensive. 19 runs from 3 overs. That's pretty darn good, most days. But I just think when you look at the actual, the 3 bowlers that you have left, he's the one that you'd rather face, I think.
I would 100% agree with you, Nate. Again, that's just how strong this bowling lineup is, that a guy who's given up 19 runs in 3 overs is the one you'd rather face. Dane Pete facing right now, and they say no. Another dot ball. Asif, he's doing his job, bringing on all the PSL experience, keeping it tight, not letting them do much. A little bit of confusion from Vivek and Dane. Again, you can see some pressure now on the face of Dane Pete because the equation is slipping a little bit. 11 from 14 required.
And who do you go with? Who do we got left in the barn? We got Adi Padala, who, I wouldn't mind finishing the game with him at the crease.
I think he's the next man in. You still have Kiran Savarnakumar who can swing the bat around as well. So there's no slouches out there in the dugout. This one a slower ball, but he's given room, and it's going to allow Dane Pete to get that single that you're looking for. Again, a little bit of width on offer. Finally, Dane Pete able to use it and work it away. It's 1 run, but now the question for Vivek, stay in. Don't lose your wicket here. You can't go 8 down going into the last 2 overs.
1 ball left on the over. 10 runs needed from 13 balls, and it's really anyone's game right now.
Anyone's game. Again, the wicket is what Somerset Cavaliers are looking for. Vivek Narayan. It's 10 from 13. A single would be great.
Right.
A dot ball is okay. A wicket really turns the game around and maybe in the favor of Somerset just because the pressure of being 8 wickets down. But here goes Asif. Last delivery of the match for him, and it's just floated outside the off stump and it's floated right outside the outside edge of Vivek Narayan. But it is a dot ball, not a wicket. And that's going to do it for the 18th over. 123 for the loss of 7. 10 required from the last 2.
My son, he's so soft-spoken. Everyone says he's so good-looking, and he never forgets to call.
Hi, Mom. Born for your true self. The 2022 Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Big over!
Welcome back to Church Street Park here. 10 required from the last 12 is heating up under the lights at Church Street Park. Not something you see often throughout the USA. Lights and cricket. That's something you have the luxury of seeing. It's Najaf Shah into Dane Pete, the battle of the 2 skippers. A little bit of room outside the off stump, thick outside edge. The kids are screaming. It's going to be 1, and it's going to be Vivek back on strike, but it is the single. But again, now Vivek Narayan has to deal with Najaf Shah. If that could have escaped and scored it away for 4, imagine the amount of ecstasy you would have.
We would have heard some screaming over here, I think.
Well, you heard a little bit of it. You heard a little bit of it already. Yeah. But now, Vivek Narayan, can you find a way to get a single? It's 9 off 11. The wiggle room is basically gone. You've got to keep getting the singles. Again, it's just been hard because he's kept it so tight. He's been bowling Yorker length. There's not much you can do here. Does he try to come down a little bit? Maybe just create a little bit of room for himself. Again, he's only faced 2 deliveries, Vivek, and the 3rd one now is coming from Najaf Shah. Never easy. And again, it's just a perfect length from Najaf Shah. Not much you can do. He's just tried to put his bat out and has found none of it. Najaf Shah is not easy to score off of. Takes high class. Ask Saite Jamukamala how much class it took to squirt that last boundary away.
Oh, absolutely. It's 9 runs needed now, 10 balls left.
And talk about the redemption story for Najib Shah. He's trying to right the wrong from last week. Remember, 3 needed from the last ball, gives up a 4 down to fine leg. Today, he's defending 9 from 11, trying to make sure that this game does not go in the favor of the Morrisville Raptors. Here we go, Narayan again on strike. Not able to put bat on ball. It's outside the off stump. He's just struggled with it. Again, if you're Dane Pete, maybe you just tell him if there's any width, just look to paddle it down.
Got to get the bat on the ball right now, I think. You know, make something happen.
This is heating up. 9 from 9. No more wiggle room for the Raptors. It's a run a ball. Is Vivek Narayan under pressure? Hasn't really seen the bat all season long. Didn't bat in the match against Fort Lauderdale. First time with the bat against Najib Shah. Never an easy place to start, but somehow has got to find a way to get bat on ball.
I want to see him hit a 6, actually.
I think the Morrisville Raptors fans will take just a single, Nate. I'm not sure they need a 6. They would love a 6, but I'm not sure they need it. Najib Shah would love a wicket. He's got bat on ball. Has he got it through? Yes, he has. And they do survive.
Smart.
They were going to take off either way. They were going to take the risk. They're able to get there just in time. They get a single. 8 from 8. More importantly, Dane Pete on strike for the last 2 deliveries.
So you've got 2 more here from Najaf, and then 6 to come, likely from Waleem.
I think it has to be Waleem. Waleed would have to be the one to bowl. He's the only bowler left with the overs. So here we go, Najaf Shah. Going to Dane Pete. Again, Dane Pete, he likes anything with width, so if you're Najaf, you bowl full, you bowl straight, you bowl on his legs, let him score from there. Again, Dane Pete's got to be expecting the Yorker at some point. There it is, but it's just outside the off stump. He squirted it through. They're looking for 2. You can hear the screams for 2. They're looking for 2, and they get 2 in the end. And the cheers are roaring. You can hear the kids behind me. They're loving it. And again, Church Street Park, it brings the fans, brings everyone out. And that takes a little bit of pressure away. 6 from 7. Dane Pete did exactly what he needed to do with any width. Just squirts it through.
Right, you have to put the bat on the ball, especially at this situation. You've got gaps behind. You can get doubles that way. You can run two runs.
And the kids are behind me are so perceptive. They're so perceptive. Like they need to replace us in the box, man.
Because I hope they know I was joking about the 6.
Like they're so perceptive. They come here and say all he needs is a single. Absolutely, all Dane Pete needs to do is get a single off this final delivery, retain strike for the next over.
That's
and
what
keep
we want.
It 5 from 6. If that can happen, the Raptors, they'd be in an advantageous position. Najib Shah could change all that, though. It's inside edge. Vivek's so smart. He was already scampering through. And they get away for 1. Hands on the hips for Najib Shah. Unlucky there, and that's going to do it for 19 overs. And it's all going to come down to the last over. 5 needed, 6 balls to be bowled, and Dane Pete on strike, 2 wickets in hand. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the last over. So welcome back to Church Street Park. It's always Church Street Park, Nate, where we have these exciting finishes. Last year, 4 needed off the final over.
You can't miss a game here.
We've seen the Atlanta Butterbeers come here when they were a team in the exhibition, and they had the short run, so everything happens at Church Street Park. Here's the situation.
It always comes down to the end. It always comes down to the last over here, oftentimes the very last ball.
5 runs, 6 balls, Dane Pete on strike, and it's La bowling. Oh, he's bowled a beautiful Yorker first up. That was
great ball.
Great work from the bowler and equally great work from Dane Pete to dig that one out because it's easily been decepted by the slower ball. It dipped on him.
Yeah.
I think at first he wanted to clear and swing and realized it late, put the bat down, digs it out. Again, Walid Karimullah. He's bowled pretty decently today. Again, he's only given up 19 runs in 3 overs. Can he keep 5 from coming on the board? It's wide, it's full. He's placed it down the ground. It should just be 1.
Go two.
They're going to push for 2. And there's a little bit of a stumble. The 2 batsmen run into each other. You saw definitely not out, but I don't know if anyone caught it in the commotion. Dane Pete and Vivek Narayan, they run into each other on the way. And if the throw had come to the bowler's end, Narayan would have been gone because of the collision.
Gone. And honestly, if you're trying to get a guy back on strike, you have to get out of his way. You can't run into him. What a shame there from Vivek.
And you can see Dane Pete on the ground. And is there some kind of injury going on here with him?
Let's hope not.
He's wanting some water. And again, I think maybe just got the wind knocked out of him because of that collision.
I think so.
Again, it was pretty violent. Both were looking at the ball. You can see Dane kind of looking back. You can see Vivek looking at it. And then they just collide. Again, had the throw been to the bowler's end, he would have been gone. But they tried to go to the keeper's end, which is probably the right decision, just because you want to get Dane out. No point in really trying to get Vivek out.
We didn't see Dane's face there. We saw Vivek's. He was smiling and laughing, so that's a good sign for as far as Dane's health goes. I don't think you're going to smile in the face of a hurt captain.
Always a good sign. 3 runs, 4 balls. Here we go. That 2 turns things back around. It's drama here at Church Street Park. Can Karimullah do something special? Dane Pete gets it with again. He's dug it out, but just to the man at backward point inside the circle. Make that 3 from 3 with 3 wickets in hand. 3's all over the board. This is stressful. Chris Gale. 3-3-3. It's all over the board now. There's so much stress. You can hear you can just feel the suspense in the air right now, Nate. I think you could cut this place with a butter knife.
Yep. I think I'm pinching my chair in half right now.
What an exciting start to minor league cricket here at Church Street Park. Can Dane Pete get it done? He steps across. He's been giving himself no room. Chance of a run out. Oh, he's missed the stumps. Can they get one on an overthrow? No.
Good backup. Well backed up.
But here's the interesting thing. You need 2 from 2, and it's Vivek Narayan who has struggled all day to put bat on ball. Now that was against Najib Shah, and it's never easy to play Najib Shah.
True.
Can he play?
He has
Walid Karimullah.
He has played all around the ball so far. Maybe I'm being a little harsh on him. He's only seen 5 balls, but he has played all around the ball. And this is where you bring up kind of like the future of cricket. We saw a strategic retirement last week. No, this is unspeakable, right? Would you do that in this? I wouldn't do it. It would be terrible for the kids' confidence from here on out. But at this particular point, I wouldn't do it. But we did see a strategic retirement last week. Remember?
Right.
I have no problem with it. In theory, I have no problem with it at all. But you gotta back him if you're the captain right now. You gotta say, hey, just put the bat on the ball and we'll make it happen.
And I'm interested to see if Dane is taking off right away. They're running this one all the way through.
And that opens up the man cave option too.
Right.
You don't know.
Again, Dane has his helmet off, so I don't think he's going to take off here, but maybe that's an option. It's a full toss. He's got onto it. They're able to sneak away 1. They get it. Overthrows. No, the keeper does well to keep any from overthrows. It is going crazy. Again, you need 2 from 2 now. Excuse me, it's 1 off 1. This is the final delivery. Correction here in the comm box. Final delivery, 1 off 1. Dane Pete is on strike.
It's a tie game right now.
Scores are level. The Morrisville Raptors cannot lose it from here. But if they walk away with the tie, I think they would feel they did themselves short with how well they bowled, how well they recovered.
Neither team can handle a tie right now in their tight division.
Absolutely. This would be an 0-3 start for the Somerset Cavaliers, 2 of them being very close last ball finishes. And if the Raptors were to lose, they'd be 0-2. Remember last week, losing with a 6 over cover against the Fort Lauderdale Lions in the final over.
Right, and the only thing that New Jersey can really hope for right now is a tie game. So they won't like it, but they'll like it at this point. They'll have to like it. Whereas Morrisville, having suffered a rain out last week, and then losing a close game in the final over after former USA batter, former USA all-rounder Roy Silva just went absolutely bananas on them.
And we're having a long break here. Absolutely went bananas, but you can see, I like this from Umedasov, who's been in this position a lot.
He's just telling him to calm down.
He just put his hand on his shoulder, said, it's all right, buddy. This is just what's going to happen. Yep. Najib Shah and Asif having a conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe slowing this thing down. If you're the umpire, maybe have to say, you got to break this conversation.
Look, man, no matter what happens, we're going to go back to Bobbers. We're going to have some good food after this.
We're going to go, we're going to eat out, we're going to get some good food. Doesn't matter. But here it is, final delivery. 1 run needed. Dane Pete on strike. It's Curry Mullah with the ball in hand. Again, if the match finishes with the dot ball, we have a tie. Can we see a run? Oh, and he's gone with the
bluff.
The bluff. And Dane Pete is upset. Dane Pete is upset, and the Morrisville crowd is a little bit upset. They had this long conversation. Dane Pete's got the hand on the hip, and he just takes a little bit of slow run up. And again, you can hear the chants, "Let's go Raptors." Nate, this is it. This is what we want in cricket. 1-off-1. Can Dane Pete get it done? Kalimullah runs in, bat on ball, and he's done it! Yes. The Morrisville Raptors, they get it done with the 4. Dane Pete, he walks off in style with the fist bump. He got a smile on his face. He does a little rock-a-baby. And there it is, the Morrisville Raptors, they win their home opener against the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. And it's that man, the captain, who's taking catches, taking wickets, and now scoring winning runs. The Morrisville Raptors, they walk off with a big win. The Somerset Cavaliers, another heartbreaking loss.
What a game. This is just the appetizer, too. This is the very first game of the season at Church Street Park, and we had a heck of a game here. A cracker, as they say, went down to the final ball. What an awesome game.
Unbelievable game there. An unbelievable finish. Once again, run through the scorecard for a moment. Lahiru Malanta, the highest score of 42 from 34, but it was a start from Najib Shah. 2 terrific wickets early on. The first over, Rohan Fudke gone for a duck. Chinmay gone for a duck. Obis Panar comes in. He scores 21 before being undone by Damian Jacobs. You have Sanjay Stanley, who was undone as well. He scored 22, played well. Vinod Kumar gets out quickly. Then you see Colin Archibald hit around a little bit, 19, but then he was undone by Najib Shah. But Dane Pete stood in, 14 off 14, not out. How fitting is that? He finishes at a run of ball, exactly what the Raptors needed all the way through.
His batting, his captaincy, his fielding, his bowling, fantastic game from him. He's got to be, first in line, or one of the top considerations for man of the match or player of the match. Excellent job from Dane. That's what he was brought here for. He was brought here to be a guiding hand for the team, and he guided them all the way across the finish line today.
A lovely win for the Morrisville Raptors. A much-needed win, but a heartbreaking finish for the Somerset Cavaliers. They're better than the record will tell you. They're 0-3 now, but again, they've played 2 heck of a games, 2 very close games. The Morrisville Raptors, they got to win. The home crowd is loving it. And like you said, just the appetizer to an incredible weekend in minor league cricket. Nate, I want to thank you so much, Babar Bhai, and all the production team. We've had a great job here. Our cameramen, all the volunteers who made today possible, the umpires, everybody. And don't worry, we're not done. We're just getting started. I'm Om Patel signing off here for the 2022 Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. Catch us back here tomorrow where we have 2 matches taking place. The Raptors will be featuring in one of those as well. Thank you guys so much. The Raptors, they win, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow.
Listen, I'll ask boys to do that. No, it's okay. I'm going to put the rock.
He picked out the fielder, not the greatest of the time. It could have been a wicket, but it ends up being 2. Lahiru again cutting, again finding an outside edge, and again finding a...
You want this from him early in the season.
This time comes down and he's gone. 1 too many for Lahiru, and Damian Jacobs, he's off to the races. Park as we head into the second half of the match. The new man in the middle is going to be Vinod Kumar.
The game, it seems to take wickets.
Oh, big appeal, big appeals. I think maybe pitching outside leg, and you can see him smile. Ken pitched up. This one hit straight back. Is there a fielder out there? Yes, he's picked the man out in the deep. No mistake made from the PSL player, Umayyad Asif. He makes it look easy. And Jacobs, the third. It's an outside edge. It's just going to be away from the man at short third. Is going to run away for 4. Maybe not the most in control. Ball on strike. Again, full straight on the legs. Worked around the corner. They're going to push 2. They are going to do 2. Will Archibald get back in time? It's going to be close. I think the bat was down. Last ball here at Church Street Park for the day. It's pulled away, but it's pulled flat. It's pulled in the gap, and it's going to be, I think, pulled away for 4. think he's... Here we go, Asif runs back in again on the body, and he's cleaned him up. Sanjay going for the big drive down the wicket with this angle. He's gone short, he's invoked the top edge. Will the fielder settle underneath it? Settling, and makes it look...
Dropped it. He dropped it.
Again full, again straight, but this one's worked through covers. It's through the gap, and it's going to be for the Morrisville crowd. There hasn't produced all day long. This time goes short. It's up in the air. I don't think he's got quite all of it. Fielder's there. This time, no mistake taken, and Colin Archibald, one shot too many. No mistake from the park. Can Dane Pete get it done? He steps across. He's been giving himself no room. Chance of a run out. Oh, he's missed the stumps. Gully Muller runs in. Bat on ball, and he's done it. Yes. The Morrisville Raptors, they get it done with the 4. Dane Pete, he walks off in style with the fist pump. He got a smile on his face. He does a little rock-a-baby. And there it is. The Morrisville Raptors, they win their home opener against the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. And it's that man, the captain, who's taking catches, taking wickets, and now scoring winning runs. The Morrisville Raptors, they walk off with a big win. The Somerset Cavaliers, another heartbreaking loss.
What a game. This is just the appetite.
You're watching the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship, presented by Sunoco.